We're back. Episode 76, I think. Nothing for me. Anyone got some announcements? Kate, what about you?
You know, I may be exhausted, but I'm still thinking of what to get my friends and family for the holidays. So check out your local small businesses, or if you want to support me, you can check out my small business shop at etsy.com/shop/CakeCraftStudioUS. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yarp.
Yarp.
Yarp indeed.
Anybody else?
Codex Legendarium is not this Sunday because I'm going to be out of town.
This is not a specific plug, but I highly recommend trying to make your own chili. I felt like
it's great.
I mean, I'm from I made my own chili paste.
Ooh.
I cut up meat. I put it all in, and I felt like Ding Dang Friar Tuck in the Disney version of Robin Hood. I'm just like a big old brew pot, just throwing garbage in there, and it all came out tasting great. So
I love how you went with the metaphor of Friar Tuck and not Ratatouille.
yeah, no, he seems more competent than me.
We're going for a reasonable metaphor here.
A reasonable comparison. Just drinking something. Yeah, this is good. Just crying but enjoying. So if I got a little cheek sweat going on right now because I'm enjoying
Nice.
homemade chili paste chili. But I recommend Adventures in Cooking, and it's
the best.
quite beneficial.
Yeah, do it. It's the best.
Yeah.
We'll see if my voice goes away too, so that's going to be fun.
This episode is sponsored by Caleb's Spice Cabinet.
It is.
Come get a taste.
Ugh. So, after returning from Carcery, Hazzar presented the group with ideas for items which would be distributed the following morning after they were completed. The party decided to kill that time by exploring the Star Forge, the central spire on the Lake of Lava in Byzantium, which is basically a large commercial center with 150 floors of various businesses, shops, and other fun locales. Druk and Ricky spent the night in a place known as the Pleasure Halls. I think that's what I called it. Who cares? A place where people got nude and explored the many pleasures that life had to offer, or the place had to offer. It was on the 69th floor, because of course, and Ricky and Druk enjoyed one of the many hookahs on display, with Ricky getting incredibly high off of the smoke and hallucinating a talking rabbit.
No, it's totally real.
Druk
Totally real.
eventually sought companionship and met with a dragonborn woman known as Divinity, and spent the remainder of the day with them. Meanwhile, Quoin visited the chapel area of the tower, because I didn't know what else to have Quoin do, and that made sense, and spent the day on that floor.
That makes sense.
Flitz and Kenna explored the library on the 3rd floor, and immediately began looking for information regarding things that Trendil Ishtin, the drow the party saved from Carcery. And those things mainly were the War of Ascension and Cathosis, a forgotten god that he had spoken about. During this hunt for information, they found a drawing of strange eyes, which seemed to trigger a memory in Flitz about a strange dream they had. While not finding a plethora of information, they discovered enough thanks to an illusory script spell, which led them to learning that Hazzar may have knowledge in regards to these things. Dax spent their time on the 2nd floor buying sealing wax and customizing their own signet ring. This is a long recap because I thought everyone who missed last week were going to be here, so apologies. Customizing their own signet ring for the purpose of sending letters. They then retired.
Sorry.
What?
I was going to say, when you said sealing wax, I thought you meant like sealing wax. I don't know why that.
Just, getting
Yeah, wax for the ceiling.
Getting some
Sorry to
caulking,
interrupt.
Getting some caulking guns as well. Some insulation. They then retired to the library and began writing letters, and eventually everyone fell asleep in the various buildings and floors they were on. During the night, Dax attempted to pray to Ven, but instead watched as a massive eye, reminiscent of Ven's, appeared on the wall of their private room, and after staring into the eye, Dax witnessed a void of nothingness, filled with rusted chains and millions upon millions of strange eyes. This reminded them of something Flitz said about a dream they had, about tentacles, eyes, and horror. The eye then closed, and Dax went to sleep. Confused? The next morning, the party reconvened on the elevator as they all went toward Hazzar's forge on the 155th floor, with Druk loudly and proudly proclaiming that he had sex the previous night. And the party noticed Druck was more relaxed than usual, his usual hunch gone for the moment. Ricky, however, was still quite high from the night before, and he too seemed calm. The party arrived at Hazzar's and were gifted a wonderful collection of items, with Hazzar having modified the studded leather that Quoin and Druck wear, which now required attunement. I did not attune anyone that wasn't here to anything, just because that's not my decision. As well as giving Dax a new great axe and Quoin a new shield to hold on to for now, just to figure out who wants it. All made from the moonwrought ore you found in the Olmur Fen. The rest of the materials presented made a helmet out of dragon bones, horns, and the breath weapon pouch, and this was turned into a small skull of a black dragon that Flitz is currently holding on to. The other item was a large throwing star made from the teeth of the black dragon, which Ricky accepted, as well as a cloak made from the red dragon's wings, which Ricky also took. Finally, the last items presented were 3+1 daggers made from bullet teeth and a pair of burrowing gloves made from the claws of the bullet, which Dax took. After receiving their items, the party spoke at length to Hazzar, and he purchased the polar bears and sleigh from them, after mentioning that the sleigh and bears wouldn't have much use once they got past a certain point on Remnant, and suggested if they were looking into quicker transportation, look into the Wolves, which the party talked about doing before they left Byzantium. During these conversations, Druck and Flitz decided to show Hazzar the Ember Keep to see if he knew anything about it. Upon revealing the keep, Hazzar immediately told them to keep quiet and follow them into his private chambers, which appeared to be a single bed surrounded by a mess of trinkets, statues, paintings, and other knickknacks. Just a total hoarder's mess. He told them that the keep was once buried beneath the stasis city of Hazzar, after being rumored to be some sort of extra-dimensional prison, which was created during the War of Ascension, and an era erased from history known as the New Zenith. He mentioned the War of Ascension was started by the Cathatoon High Council, namely Solfar the Daybringer, in an attempt to put an end to the creator god Cathosis, the god of Embers, also known as the original Lord of the Dawn Life. He believed this was due to fear, because Cathosis seemed to have a strange ability where he could absorb the souls of the dead into his own essence. During the War of Ascension, Aegis, the twin dragon, was sundered, and their essence was split into two separate entities, turning his good-natured, nurturing side into Bahamut, and his more angry and vengeful side into Tiamat. This caused the war to get more violent, which resulted in the destruction of other gods of the old pantheon, and eventually resulted in Solfar imprisoning the Weaver, the god of magic, within a special device beneath the city of Cathatoon, and harnessing her powers to seal Cathosis away. In doing so, ascended to the title of Lord of the Dawn Life, and took on the name Armathnin. He altered history in the minds of those alive at the time. Hazzar then mentioned he wouldn't let the party leave this city as long as the keep was a threat, and tasked them with entering it and learning what they could. He also mentioned that after Flitz had started dreaming of it, they most likely became bonded and inseparable. The party entered the keep, discovered a strange sort of meeting chamber, a door set with indentations, and a dead dude with a note. The group then touched a ruby sphere, teleporting them into another room with a painting of 6 mages adorned in masks of curling flame that matched the indentations on the door of the previous room, and descended in down a trap door in this chamber. They came to a massive jade sundial and a door of jade, which kind of lit up the crystal ball in the center of the sundial, causing both the sundial and the door to glow and open, revealing a swirling vortex of colors. The party entered the vortex and arrived in a void of nothingness, exactly like the one in Flitz's dream. And as the party explored the void, events played out exactly like they did in Flitz's dream, until they came to a door which opened, and they entered a city of impossible geometric shapes of organic and inorganic materials. Basically a flesh city called Amoebus, Amoebus. They instantly were approached by a bugbear whose skin was inside out, calling himself Mr. Sniffles, who seemed to be the driver of a stagecoach made from oozing scabs, and pulled by gray-skinned, moaning, aberrant humanoids, covered in leather harnesses, and seemed to enjoy pulling the scab cab around. Telling they wanted answers, Mr. Sniffles brought them to a series of 8 undulating towers of purple flesh in the center of the city called the Collective, and they had learned that they were in a place beyond the known multiverse, in a place called the Far Realm. The party entered the Collective, and we met the hooded humanoid with pale skin and lightning-shaped scars, who led them to the top of the Spiral Tower, where they met 4 entities: a handsome bearded devil and bound in chains, a tall archfey-looking creature with sickle-shaped ears, pale milky skin, and wearing a black cloak, who seemed to stare at Flitz, a bipedal goat-like creature with the head of a goat skull and antlers, and finally, an undead-looking individual in robes, missing their left eye and left hand. And the undead figure welcomed you all to the collective, and that's where we'll pick up the session, with you all standing before these 4 entities. So yeah, the undead figure's like, welcome to the collective. How can we assist you?
I guess we're kind of looking for information, about where we are and a certain figure that's probably been missing from multiple worlds for a while, or at least ours. So yeah, that's about it.
You are in the city of Amoebus, in the Far Realm.
Yeah, right, but we got here through like a miniature castle, so
Okay, hold on.
more questions about that than the city itself.
The undead figure snaps his fingers and conjures an illusory image of the very keep that you walked through.
Yeah, that's the one. That's it. Yeah.
How did it come into your possession?
We found it?
Pretty sure we stole it off someone we killed.
No, it was from the dragon. We took it out of a dragon's hoard.
So I was
where
right.
we got it. So yes, and
the fey creature approaches the castle. This is highly curious. The last doorway I sensed of this nature was the doorway into the beyond. Interesting. And just keeps like looking at it and like running his fingers over the illusion and sits down beside the undead dude.
I'm gonna look to the rest of the party. You guys have any specific questions? Cause I'm drawing a blank here. They're just like,
How do we get out?
We could allow you access out of the city and into the realm beyond, but that's it. There isn't much beyond the city in this region, but there was once a district where practitioners in the arcane dwelled. That was once connected to this city, but was expelled when unexplainable things began attacking. We can help you get there, but that's the extent of what we can do in that regard. Nobody leaves this place, hence why we set up this shelter.
So gang, he's kind of whispering to the gang. Isn't the whole reason we're here to kind of get rid of the curse that's on a few people in the party?
yeah, we're trying to clear Dax and Flitz from being connected to this thing. But I think they might be tied to whatever's left of Cathosis. Because, like, they're seeing his, like, eyes, which are probably actually the eyes of the people who he's...
Oh, right, yes, we're here
Yeah.
to... Right, we're here to, like, free our friends, because supposedly their souls are being sucked up by this thing instead of living in the afterlife. Right, Ven is gone, no longer in Celestia, and is sucked up by the eyes, it seems.
That's kind of what I assumed from what Dax said. From your dream, right? And,
So before we leave, we need to sort that out.
yeah.
This is not Cathosis' realm, and regardless, we don't have such powers to sever said connections.
So you can maybe only help us with a way out of this far realm you keep calling it?
Not a way out of the far realm, just a way out of this city, if you wish to leave, but that's about it. We made this place to harbor people who became lost here, since there is no escape.
Well, we have to get out somewhere. We got some people who are trying to meet us back on our home plane.
You'll have time. A day here is only 6 seconds on the material plane.
Yeah, but a day here we start to, you know?
It takes more than a day.
Regardless, have you heard of like a bunch of eyes and tentacles and stuff in the area? Like maybe an entity that appears or goes by such a visage?
The city is made of eyes, flesh, and tentacles, as is this realm.
Do you know anything about maybe souls trapped here? Or
the Fae is going to speak up and say, well, where is this thingy here? I was supposed to step beyond a place, well, into a place where the dead are supposed to go, the morning shores, a sort of pocket plane for the dead. There's a door there that led to a place called the Beyond. The people there believed it led to an eternal, undisturbed afterlife. The spirits there would be impossible to commune with, or disturb in any way, including resurrection. Impossible to bring back to life. The magic I sense coming from that archway that I stepped through seems to cling to each of you, so maybe it is connected to your keep in some capacity.
wait, so are we dead?
No.
But we've got, like, scent trails from another plane?
The aura that emanates from you is similar to the aura that emanated from the archway I stepped through many decades ago.
And that's kind of a one-way archway, correct?
The one I went through was supposed to be, yes. But when I passed through, I woke up here. I don't recall anything else.
Is it... Hey, do you sense any on the kid? Any of that weird, funky energy?
You mean Ricky?
Yeah, I mean Ricky,
Oh,
yeah.
yes, of course, all of you have that aura.
Okay, so it's not because we all died, because Ricky definitely hasn't died yet.
Oh, it's not an aura of death, it's an aura of something aberrant. Not of this world, so to speak. Or of this, what you know.
I mean, Ricky also hasn't been to the moon.
But
so...
here's something, sorry, kinda.
Yeah, go on, I'm just thinking out loud.
You see everyone that comes to the city, correct?
Is lost, yes, we see them all.
Do they all have this aura? Because they all come in and an introduction is made.
Not all of them, no. You're the first. Well, not the first, but you're some of the more recent. We haven't sensed people like this in quite some time.
Do you know what became of those that had a similar...
They wandered beyond the confines of the sealed city. They wandered beyond the confines of this city and into the realm beyond, against our suggestion.
Well, so they left and you never saw them again. The ones that
we took them
had
to
our
the
funk.
We took them to the gate that they asked for, a way out of the city, the way we know of, and then we never saw them again. There were 6 of them. They had strange masks, looked like flame.
Thank you for the information. Would you mind telling us where that gate is, or does it require an escort?
The undead dude's gonna speak. Oh, it requires an escort, and I can take you there should you wish.
maybe we'll need a moment to discuss before that comes to pass. Can we come back at a later date?
Of course. The city is yours to explore. You can explore the tower as well if you'd like. Nothing is off limits.
Is there perhaps a library?
There is. Find the elevator and you'll be set.
Thank you.
It's nice meeting all of you. It's nice to meet everyone.
The undead man snaps his fingers in a strange pattern, and you watch the hooded figure from before returning to the chamber, oil lantern in hand. Our guests wish to see the library. May you escort them. The hooded figure nods and sets off towards the western wall, where a fleshy orifice-like door opens.
All right. I mean, unless someone else has any questions. Yeah, I'll follow them.
Okay. As you all depart, the undead says one last thing. Be wary of some of what has been collected within the library. We have tomes on all knowledge held within. However, the books about this realm that we've come into possession of tend to break one's mind. There you go.
Good thing I've got backup.
Best of luck with your endeavors, and should you seek our help, our door is always open. And the fiend bound in chains is still struggling and looking pissed. Also glaring at the hooded figure again when the hooded figure shows up. And then, following the hooded figure, they lead you through the fleshy opening and down a long, glistening, wet, fleshy corridor, coming to an iron gate and what looks like a small elevator. Hanging from the ceiling of the elevator is a uvula-looking object giving off a dim blue light. The hooded figure slides the iron gate to the side and motions for you all to step in after them.
Yeah.
Stepping in.
Alright. The elevator itself is fleshy, like the rest of the building, and one portion of the wall is covered in teeth, with words scratched into the enamel. The hooded figure presses a tooth labeled Library, and the elevator begins to ascend at a slow pace.
I imagine it's like that, only instead of do, it's
But if you speak abyssal, it's
It's a very slow ascent, by the way.
Cool.
And the hood figure's just there, kind of just staring out the gate.
I noticed one of the guys in charge doesn't seem to like you.
Doesn't speak. Just shakes their head.
I'm kind of try to look at him.
He's wearing a hooded cloak.
And I see under the hood.
Yeah, it's a pale face, pure white eyes. Lightning scars.
Do you talk at all?
Shakes their head no.
Did the dude in the chains take your tongue out?
Shakes their head.
Is it a personal choice?
Shakes their head.
Is it this place?
Nods.
Sorry about that.
No response.
So, it does seem that we are unlike other people that show up.
Yeah,
That's
I mean-
news.
Yeah, those guys mentioned the figures in the painting from earlier. So, which is weird, cause like Because that painting had a button on it that got you back to the first room. But it also had the door with that led us down to like the jade sundial. And then like a bunch of worthless shit in it. Well, like that painting was there.
Hmm.
Anyway, it's probably just a weird coincidence.
There was also the stone door in the initial chamber that had 6 indentations of of what looked like their masks when you saw the painting. 'Cause that's where the dead dude was in front of the door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Taryn was sitting in front of a wall with 6 masks in it, I guess.
The elevator eventually reaches the top, and the hooded figure slides the gate open and gestures for you all to step out.
Okay, will do.
Thanks for the lift, buddy.
Nods and then gestures to all the other elevator buttons, like free to use, and then they just kind of step back into the flush wall of the elevator and disappear.
You know, it's not as unsettling as that house from a while back.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But up ahead, up ahead there's like a membrane door, basically.
Anyone up for some research?
No, but I won't speak for everyone.
Oh, fuck.
My goal is to kind of see if... So, basic summary of what I found out yesterday is that, the dude, this one dude from the Ember Athenium, who founded the Ember Athenium, that dude, he has the one book on Cathosis and the Cathatoon people, and then he destroyed every other written record and basically wiped everyone's memories of the time. So I'm thinking that maybe those records maybe ended up here as like their sort of afterlife, like the afterlife of information, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, we're checking, I guess. How do we go about doing that?
No idea. I was just gonna like go in there and see what happens.
Ricky, your rabbit is still on your shoulder.
I've been petting it.
That no one else can see right now, and the rabbit has like a 1,000-yard stare.
Does the rabbit still have a gun?
Yeah,
Amazing.
just a flintlock, a Sybil flintlock pistol. Yeah.
Is it still like at the ready, or is he like
Oh,
resting
it's
with
at the ready at this point, or it's
All right.
resting it. Sorry.
it? Okay.
But yeah, up ahead about 20 feet, it's like a membrane-like door.
Okay.
Hey Ricky, you've been petting that space above your shoulder for a while now. You doing okay?
Yeah, this is my rabbit buddy.
Alright, does your rabbit buddy want to help us in there?
Want to
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, sounds
Wanna-
good.
Want to help us
Yeah, I'll help him.
in the library?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's happy to.
Alright.
Ricky, first I need you to roll me a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Okay. If I roll high enough, he becomes real.
He becomes the killer rabbit from the Holy Grail.
But on
The
my
initial
side.
save. The initial save was a charisma save, right?
Oh,
Or no?
that is just D20 plus wisdom.
Yeah.
24.
24? Yeah, this isn't
Yeah.
a save, this is something else. But okay, good to know.
Yeah, that's why. I did not add my. It wouldn't have. I could have just rolled the wisdom save. I'm not proficient in those. Anyway.
Which is weird for monks.
Yeah. I mean, I am eventually.
So,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Are there any titles of these books that we should keep an eye out for? And do you know what language it'll be in?
Maybe some derivaration of common, or I don't know, maybe celestial, because the guy founded, like a whole religion, I guess. Or I think I can throw out some keywords. Let me pull out my notebook, look through my notes. New Zenith is a word. War of Ascension. Solfar, the Daybringer, the Cathatoon High Council. Ember Conflagration might be an important one. Cathosis off. I think. Oh, and the Cacophony of Eyes is a big one. I think that's what Ven might have gotten himself into. So if it can figure out that, we might be able to help Ven and possibly also Flitz and Dex.
Alright, well, I'll start looking in Goblin and Draconic, I suppose.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Literally anything will help. I think just those keywords will be the biggest help. In any language that anyone can speak.
Alright, well, who knows what this looks like? We should probably open the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so you approach the fleshy membrane and it just kind of opens up by itself as you approach it. And the library spirals upwards about 60 feet, and built into the walls are bookshelves of yellowing bone filled with hundreds of thousands of dusty tomes. The floors appear to look and have the texture of a large, unmoving tongue, and the fleshy walls glisten with what can only be saliva. Suspended on the ceiling is a uvula-like chandelier giving off a bright red light. Tables and chairs, also made of yellowed bone, are scattered around the chamber. Content warning, body horror.
Is this is it just like is the humidity here just like rainforest humidity?
It's like, it's hard to explain it. Inside a mouth humidity.
But like for this whole place,
Yeah,
not just inside.
just this tower.
Okay.
Like 90% humidity.
Outside didn't have any humidity, like in the town or the city. This place inside the tower, super humid.
Gross. God, I hate the humid weather. Guess we better start looking.
Alright, let's do it.
Library montage.
Okay. Anybody looking for anything specific?
Kenna mentioned a few keywords. Druk is gonna kind of see if anything pops out.
Alright, anything
in
specific?
Draconic or Goblin or
Anything?
common.
Any one of those specifically?
I imagine since we're like none specific, because he's just like he doesn't know what he's looking for.
Okay.
Like, he's just gonna go whatever I see
Okay.
first.
Anyone who's looking for information on the topics, investigation checks.
I'd like to also keep an eye out for any religious texts that predate Bahamut, or even like the first religious texts of Bahamut,
Sure.
or Aegis. Like that's I'm looking
Like
for
Aegis
anything.
stuff then probably.
Aegis stuff, or like the first Bahamut text, how far back can I go? Like, is there something where they were like, at first there was just like, be excellent, and
The
that's
Genesis of
Well,
Bahamut.
Ahmed is actually Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
make an investigation check and we'll see what happens.
It.
Is Ricky looking at for anything? Oh,
Ricky's
there's
in
two
a-
other people here. I keep forgetting. Okay.
Presence of mind to like look around for books specifically. I think he's just gonna kind of wander and just like at random just start pulling stuff up. Not even really specifically looking, just like wandering, meandering, and just kind of like
randomly
letting
pulling
his
books off the shelves.
yeah.
Okay. They did say be careful what information you find because it can break one's mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. For fun, roll me a d8.
All right, sounds good. I can do that.
On my investigation check, I rolled a natural 20.
Excellent.
On the D8, I rolled an 8.
Okay. You find a book that looks like it's bound in some sort of organic material. You can't tell what the organic material is, but it's kind of got like a ridged texture to it. And it's like a deep brown, Ricky. And the text is in common. Actually, what's the first language that pops up in your character sheet?
Common.
Okay.
A deep brown Ricky.
So, it says the art of phylactery creation.
Okay. This is an interesting read.
Yeah, it just says the process of how to make a phylactery.
Nice. Yeah, I'll just kind of page my way through that.
Okay, cool. Quoin, you got an actual 20? Okay. What's that bring you to total?
That brings me to an even
Cool.
20.
The DC to find what you're looking for is a 15. So, you find a book that is kind of luminescent, like it's almost shimmering. And it shimmers from different colors. It shimmers from like a platinum color to a deep red. And it looks like it's bound in dragon scales. And it's latched. It's a latched book. It looks like it's latched with like a dragon head. Like a metal dragon head. And it just says the Word of Ages. Written in Draconic.
Probably crisscross applesauce. Just
Okay.
start reading about it.
So the gist of it all is it mentions that Aegis was the first ever dragon, and is one of the many dragon gods that exist. There are others. There's mention of one called Null, Null. There's a ton. And it shows a painting, like a visage of Aegis's avatar form. And it is a massive metallic dragon with scales of like platinum that kind of have a red sheen to them. And his left eye is kind of like a bright blue, kind of like Bahamut's would be. And then the other eye is like a deep orange. And yeah, it's just a big fucking dragon. He's got like 4 wings. 2 massive wings that you'd recognize from when you saw Bahamut's avatar, and then 2 massive red wings. He looks like there's like scales of how big he is, actually like a scale. There's like a painting of him in front of his like worshippers, and he's easily the biggest dragon you've seen, at least in art form, like in print. It looks like he'd even like dwarf like cities. Like he's just immeasurable in size. And it basically just goes into detail about how he is the original dragon god, and all dragons were fathered by him, and worshipped him at a time. And then it goes into detail about how he was sundered during the War of Ascension, and the gods on one side were able to split and harness his good half and create Bahamut, the platinum dragon, and then people on the opposite side of the war were able to like take and capture his more vengeful, violent side and turn that into Tiamat, and thus caused the rift between all dragonkind, or at least between the metallics and the chromatics, and basically created a rift that is still going today. And thus, from that, numerous cults formed up under Tiamat, and the people who followed Bahamut were more of a religious, peaceful people, whereas Tiamat's were all about destruction and vengeance and chaos and whatnot.
Blood sacrifice.
Interesting.
And then it has like the painting of what his religious symbol is, which is kind of like an Ouroboros of like a red dragon and a platinum dragon kind of becoming one.
Without absolutely just stealing someone else's IP, sort of like the Orin. A little bit.
Yeah.
Great. Perfect.
High school host club.
No, the emblem from never-ending story.
Yeah,
Things,
that's
like,
what I was wondering if that's
intertwined
what
with
was
each
going
other.
on.
Or in
Yeah.
high school
Yeah.
club. Yeah. So it goes into great detail about like his religion, how he was the prime deity that worked with an order of ancient knights called or ancient protectors called the Wardens, which you've heard recently over the last couple of days. That Trendelishan was one of these members, and he was basically the chief dragon that kind of led that order. And then when he was sundered, that order kind of didn't disband, but they kind of
Went into hiding.
didn't really have a direction, but they still wanted to work alongside dragons and defend dragons, and they were allies of dragons, these knights. And some dragons still, to this day, some dragons didn't strictly go worship Tiamat. Only some select few did that just wanted power and who wanted to cause chaos and destruction and become stronger through the Queen of Evil Dragons, Tiamat. And then some chromatics kind of remained in the middle, not picking a side. Some metallics stayed in the middle, not wanting to pick a side. The gem dragons didn't pick a side. All kinds of dragons didn't pick a side, but there are mentions of numerous metallic and numerous chromatic picking sides. But the other dragons, like gem and whatnot, didn't pick sides, so they remained neutral. But it caused a huge rift in dragonkind that's still going on and causing problems, and it's a huge problem still. So
Forgive my ignorance and perhaps missing a session or two. Have we ever talked about gem dragons?
no, because they haven't come up yet in the campaign yet.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Gem dragons sound fun.
they're cool. They haven't come up over the course of the campaign yet. This is like one of the first mentions of them. There's like dragons called, think of any gem. There's a dragon version of it. There's amethyst dragons, crystal dragons, emerald, all sorts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're in the new Dragon book, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Great. Then I guess I'm gonna spend my time almost kind of forgetting anyone else is there and just thumbing through the pages and continuing to look. Does anyone know? Does anyone can I borrow someone's library card and rent this? Could I check this out? Does anybody know who do I speak to?
At the mention of wanting to have a copy of this book,
Mhm.
you see like a tendril of flesh come out of the wall, like, and like move towards you, and it latches onto the book, kind of sucks the book up into like a mouth that appears briefly, and then regurgitates 2 copies of the book.
Oh, cool.
And then
Just
back into the wall.
just what I wanted. Like maybe get some, shake some of the slime.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coated in saliva when you get the duplicate version. It's just like,
Or scene of Ghostbusters in the
Yep.
library.
yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, wall tendril. Ugh. You really don't get used to how many tendrils you see when you're adventuring. It's never not bracing. Okay, well.
Yeah. Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, you now have a copy of that book.
ugh, it's never a good surprise.
No. The pages are damp, but it's not like damaging them or in any way.
Yeah.
Ken,
I rolled an 8.
Ken, you rolled an 8? Yeah, Drux, you're still looking, but then you're just sort of looking through the shelves. Ken, what'd you get for yours?
I got an 11.
Okay, so you and Drux are still looking for the course of this. Dax
Yeah.
is still looking. Flitz rolled an 18. I found a book. Flitz will say, like, from, like, one of the upper floors of the library. Only goes up 60 feet, but on one of the upper floors. Let's see. What would be a fun one for Flitz to have that you guys are looking for?
A cacophony of eyes, maybe?
Sure. I found one about the cacophony of eyes. Yeah. And, like, just, like, shows you all from, like, the upper floor he's on. this book that looks like it's bound in actual shadow. And on the cover are eyes that are moving around and looking. It's like, see?
Why don't you drop it down? I'll try to catch it.
He drops it down.
Ugh. Hey, Ricky, catch this book.
Huh?
I'm gonna try to catch it.
Sure.
I'm not very dexterous though. This is not gonna go well.
Okay, roll a... Yeah, just roll a straight dex check. Sleight of hand, actually.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
6? It just hits you. It just hits you in the face.
Ah! Why is it so hard? It's made of shadow. Fuck!
The shadow then dissipates, and it's bound in skin.
Oh,
But the eyes are still on there, like, looking in every direction.
I'm gonna try to ignore the eyes and open it up.
Okay.
Do I feel the eyes moving on the cover?
Of course.
Oh, I'm gonna set that shit down.
Okay. It makes an audible squelch when you set it down.
I'm gonna lay down like on my stomach and do like teenage girl in
Okay,
her
so
bed.
you're laying
On the tongue.
you're laying on the tongue floor.
Yeah. I roll my bedroll out and lay down.
Okay, your bedroll is going to be significantly soaked, but you lay down, and the first page of the book is a massive eye with like 8 pupils, and just staring directly at you, and it just says, it says in common, the cacophony of eyes. That's the first page.
Mm-hmm.
Second page, if you keep reading, mentions the cacophony of eyes was a sort of security force in some sense that the god of Embers created to kind of keep an eye on all of reality. Not all of reality, but like all of the material plane, at least of Daladra. He would have an eye, basically, he could have eyes hidden everywhere, basically, hidden. And every time someone died, one of these eyes would appear invisibly near the corpse of the person who died and siphon their life energy out. And thus, Cathosis got their life force, absorbed their soul, and then added their eyes to the cacophony. That's basically what it goes into.
Okay.
So when he absorbs somebody, he basically gets their eyes, and he can also, it says that he was also able to take on their appearance, and harness their abilities, and anything they were able to do in life, he was able to do. Memories, he got all their memories. Yeah.
That sounds an awful lot like our moon presence fella.
But basically, basically just says they joined the cacophony, and the cacophony kept growing and growing with every humanoid death until he was banished during the War of Ascension.
Does it mention a possibility of where he was banished to?
Not in this book.
Okay.
But like it does mention like resurrection magic was impossible until he was banished, because the eyes would latch onto somebody as soon as they died and basically take them.
So, are we saying that we need to... What do we need to do to get Ven back to Celestia?
Dawn is definitely a last resort. For sure.
It does also mention that once the soul was claimed by Cathosis, it was nigh impossible to retrieve said soul.
First off, Bahamut, anything is possible, so...
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's okay. You're just reading.
Can Bahamut get us out of here?
The people said we're beyond the known multiverse, though. Is what Flitz is going to say.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try to make contact.
I don't think paladins don't have the
It's
Yeah,
not.
they don't.
clerics
It's
to
not.
find information.
It's not like a radio. Well, I guess not. It isn't like a stone of far speech. You don't just go, ooh, testing 1, 2, Bahamut, come back, you over. Like, this is not how
Alright.
communication with a Bahamut works, you know. It's, you know, patience, consistency, I don't have much else to add to that.
Alright, well, I've got very little of one and none of the other, so on to plan B.
Yeah, well, I imagine perhaps one of the reasons they didn't see the other group that had the same aura as us is because they got out. But we don't necessarily want to just leave. We came here because there were some hanger-ons on people in the party.
Yeah, Hazzar mentioned he wouldn't let you guys leave the city unless the castle was deemed like not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do we do now? I mean, we could still try to figure out where Cathosis was maybe banished to, but that seems like a little difficult to figure out. Or even if it was even written down.
At the time, it made so much sense.
Flitz is gonna ask, has anyone ever heard of the Beyond before? That Fae person kept talking about it.
It's new to me.
But, there was a time where we each saw people from our past that were dead and gone. But we knew that it wasn't necessarily them. That sounded very similar to what was described.
And I thought I saw what looked like Ven standing in my room at an inn a few nights ago. And then Dax was gonna mention, and then I prayed to Ven and I saw his eye on the wall. I mentioned that to you all before.
So you saw Van,
Yeah,
or at least
Flitz like I
something
saw
that-
what looked like Ven when we were staying in doesn't matter, but it was recent, a couple days ago.
do you think maybe he was trying to contact us? Like he knew something was going to happen to him?
If what people are saying and what Dax said about the eye and seeing into the eye and there was a void and stuff, I don't think it was Ven. At least that's my opinion.
Oh, you're saying that Ven's soul has already been consumed and used up?
I don't know. But it said this thing could take on the appearance of people it's taken, but I don't know if it's taken Ven or not.
And that is something I would like to pray to pray to Bahamut about, as they seem to have a good connection, and I don't know what sort of entity could compel a soul away from Celestia.
Well, we were told that when he had power before, Cathosis was able to break into the other planes and take souls at will, like the other afterlives, I mean.
Does have me concerned that perhaps I wonder if Ven alone was taken, or if it was a wholesale theft of souls from Celestia. Either one is very troubling.
Yeah, let's just say it could be a possibility.
I imagine if is Bahamut a soul? Like, could this thing have consumed Bahamut?
No, absolute. What are you? That's like asking if, like you go into nature. Yes. Have you ever seen a snake try to swallow a hippopotamus?
No.
Well, it would tear itself in half, trying to devour too greedily. And I would say that if something tried to, it would be like the equivalent of a snake trying to swallow a mountain.
They did say this was the creator god, though, possibly, like the first. So,
Yeah, like
who knows?
Cathosis probably created ages, so we probably at full power could probably easily handle Bahamut. Sorry for my stutter. That was Kate, not Kenna. I'm
Just
I mean,
Quoin just like, come on.
I know, but
A
like
little sweat.
I know he hasn't, because clearly Bahamut's still been around, right?
Right, because your abilities might not be around if Bahamut was gone, Quoin.
Yeah. So he hasn't yet, but it's very likely that if Cathosis ever was released and got back to full power, he could probably easily take Bahamut.
But that also means that Bahamut would likely know if everyone, all of the souls in Celestia, were taken, and not just Ven.
You guys are like, kind of, you're really letting your minds get crazy now.
I'm just trying to anticipate the worst case scenario. I'm sorry if I'm talking sacrilege. But
No,
like,
it's not sacrilege. It's kind of like, if you were to say, oh, I was walking around and all of a sudden, and then just Quoin's kind of sort of spiraling and can't think of a good explanation of
Listen,
just
sorry.
something that couldn't happen is happening. Oh, the sun, has grown a face and a mustache, and now is, cutting the hair of his mustache off, and now it's raining mustache hair. Oh.
The reason why I am thinking we could, I mean, I haven't seen any other gods. The only god I have seen with my eyes has been Bahamut. Or at least the ones that have been deemed gods by others. That is why I thought that if there was any way we could open up communication, we could learn so much more about the span of the soul theft.
I want to do something that's
Sure.
probably really dumb
Oh, perfect.
and gonna get us all killed.
Oh, even better.
I'm gonna try to cast Sending
Okay.
to our Mathnin.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna try. I know there's like a 30% chance it's gonna fail or something, but I want to at least try.
For sending,
'Cause-
I'm looking up something for sending real quick.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
because like
I'm dying.
at this point we may as well go to the source.
Okay, it does say a creature with which you are familiar. You can certainly try, though. I was gonna see if it said humanoid specifically, but you can certainly try.
Yeah, no.
This creature.
You'll have to roll percentile dice for this one.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I would. I just want to check how many charges I have
Mm-hmm.
because I also have another idea for
Mm-hmm.
a creature I could sending or cast sending on.
Okay.
Let's just start with our mathing. Get the stupids out for me.
Sure.
Get the stupids out.
Just get it.
Shake them off.
Get the chaotic stupids out right now. I'm exhausted. Sending a message to a god who probably hates me. All right, let's go.
Listen, if you fail the first one, you burn the first pancake, you feed it to the dog. The rest are going to be dying.
So technically, there is a spell made for communing with gods.
It's called commune.
It's called divinity.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a spell that lets you communicate. Apparently, there's a spell that lets you commune with gods.
I don't think I
Contact
have
Other Plane was one of them.
Who cares? But yeah, sure, you can certainly try. Because I'm not going to spend 10 minutes looking up words.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to try.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna say,
Commune would definitely work, though.
huh?
Commune would definitely work.
Okay. I also don't have commune prepared, so.
It's also a cleric spell.
Yeah. Hey, Armathnin. Just curious. You got any info?
Did you roll percentile dice?
I have not. I was gonna roll it after I sent the message. Or after
That makes
talked
more
about it.
sense, actually, yeah.
Yeah. You got any info on Cathosis? Send.
Okay. Percentile dice.
$56.
56. Okay. How to do this, because it's not the right spell to commune with a god. Interesting. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
DC 25.
Is this
Because you're attempting to commune with a god. Not
yes.
through the proper methods.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to break the spell.
Yeah. And I'll let you do it. Cause
So Armathan's still a god?
he still is. But I
Okay.
need you to make a DC 25 wisdom save.
Okay.
Because as you
I
learn,
need-
a god can only stop a god, and once a god is stopped, another god must take up its place.
Yeah.
So yeah, DC 25 wisdom save.
I need to roll at least a 15 or a 14.
Okay.
D&D Beyond, don't fuck me. It's 24.
Oh.
24.
Oh!
Wait, are you within 10 feet of Quoin?
Is it Oh, am I?
Yeah.
He's right there.
So you get a plus
Plus
1.
one.
Okay.
Thank you, Coin. I'm just gonna, as I finish sending the message and I get a ping, I just hold out a high five next to Coin.
Okay. You all watch as blood does visibly pour out of Kenna's nose, eyes, and ears. And a voice does answer back. Yes, but it will remain secret.
Damn it, dude. My brain hemorrhage, and that's what you give me?
Yeah.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm lucky to have survived that, honestly. That's
And
fair.
when you make an insight check.
$13.
It sounds like he's not telling you because he doesn't want information getting out about him, about Cathosis. Like he doesn't want anyone knowing about it. Like he's scared.
Okay.
Because you did learn that he was the one who banished Cathosis when he
Yeah.
used the Weaver's powers. He used the Weaver's powers to do that. And then there was a vacancy, so he took the vacancy. And ascended to godhood, hence the name War of Ascension.
Mm-hmm. Let me just double check that I... Okay.
Considering. Okay, this one's a slightly different case.
Mm-hmm.
But would I get the idea that maybe it's a similar challenge if I tried to cast Sending on the Weaver?
Yeah, it's a god, and you're attempting to communicate with a god by not using the right methods.
Okay.
You already got that hemorrhage going.
Yeah.
I will say, if you fail on that, you don't want to fail on it.
Great. I become resistant or vulnerable to every other kind of damage.
That's true.
Then I'm going to hold back on doing that.
Okay. And Druk and Dax still haven't found anything on the bookshelves. Anyone doing anything else? Looking up anything else?
I think that the next step forward is to go through the gate.
Is there any actual damage to Kenna
No.
besides just a nosebleed? Okay.
No.
Okay, just this cosmetic. That's what it is.
It's like a little spurt of blood.
Yeah.
From the eyes.
But yeah, the hooded figure said the elevator is free for you to use, so there's other floors that there could
Alright,
be, you know.
If we're heading out, is there anything we want to do in this city before we go through that gate? There's
It might be a good idea to pick up some more diamonds, just in case.
I don't know if a place like this would have diamonds, and if I'm going to be honest, seems as though, I mean, if what we've been hearing is correct, if anyone dies, they get sucked up by ketosis anyway.
Right.
Which you can easily guess is a recent thing, because people have died before and there wasn't really any issues bringing them back.
Yeah.
The only real issue kind of was you remember in the alleyway with the guy who got killed in that drug deal.
Yeah.
There was like a tug of war between you and the guy's soul.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've told them that, so I think I will bring that up while we're here. So.
Yeah.
So I neglected to mention this, but while I was out getting more drugs, someone might have died in front of us. And I revivified him. But there was like this weird tug of war kind of going on.
Is it
And I think-
important the context in which this person died?
He might have consumed some experimental mixtures
The person
From-
died?
from aforementioned drug dealer.
That's not how they died.
No, that's
No, the drug dealer basically he took the drug and the side effects where he was casting the random things were happening and he shot a lightning bolt at the person in the alleyway.
right. No, so the aforementioned drug dealer had drugs, and then one of the side effects of that drug ended up killing this passerby.
Yeah, so... Alright, so unless your drug dealer is ketosis, it's not super important to the topic.
Holy fuck, Druck, I think you might be onto something, maybe?
The tug of war is important between the souls. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it wasn't in his presence, but like by the time this dude who died on the street was back, drug dealer was gone. Like, he fucking split as soon as I turned my back.
Ricky, I need you to make another wisdom check.
Just wisdom plus, or d20 plus wisdom?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a wisdom save this time because it's the same bonus.
Sure.
8!
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Well, so You still want to go get diamonds, yes?
Yeah, diamonds or diamond dust for greater restoration.
Do we know if they use the same currency that we have, or if they use a different currency here?
I have no idea. Like, all the people here are from different realms, I guess. So, probably more like a barter system. One man. I mean, we could at least look around, see if anyone has anything remotely similar to diamonds.
Right. So before we head back to that council chamber, or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
before we head back there and ask them to escort us to the gate, which is something we plan to do,
Yeah.
we want to leave this tower, head into the city, explore.
Yeah, a little bit. See if there's any nice kitschy shops that might have, 100 gold's worth of diamond dust.
You did pass through a market on the way here that Mr. Sniffles called the Blood Market.
Yeah, like maybe the blood market or something might have something like that.
All right,
Maybe-
let's give it a go.
Okay. So you head back towards the elevator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see it is lined with teeth. Now that you can see, the teeth are each tooth has a word written on it. A rotted yellow human tooth says the collective chambers. A pearly white dragon tooth says library. A canine tooth from a vampire reads nameless hive. A human molar with a lead filling, the undergallery. And a human's front tooth speckled with mold, prison.
They got a prison here?
Yeah.
Any place with laws has a prison.
Curious who would be imprisoned in a place like this.
So the
Or who
only
would fuck around.
collective chambers, library. Library is where you are. Collective chambers is where those 4 dudes are. And then you got nameless hive, undergallery, prison.
Is there any, like, ground zero
Nope.
button?
There's no way out.
Fuck. Is there anywhere outside of this hallway, or is it just like
No,
Just
no. Straight hallway
to the elevator?
Straight hallway to the elevator.
Maybe the nameless gallery?
Nameless hive,
Nameless hive? No. What was the
undergallery, prison.
undergallery? Maybe the undergallery.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, I'm gonna put
Oh,
press the undergallery button.
I wonder if we should be prepared to see some kind of art.
Probably has a spleen in it or something. Intestinal frames.
I assume there would be more tendrils. That is my assumption.
You're correct.
But when you assume,
Making eyes.
there's probably going to be asses involved.
Oh god, sorry. So you press the button, the gate closes, and the elevator spirals off sideways to the right. So it's like Wonka's Great Glass Elevator, but gross.
Yeah.
And you arrive at a large, multi-floored chamber of pulsing red fleshy walls, set with hundreds of glass cases set on plinths of yellow bone. A collection of strange artifacts are nestled within the cases. Suspended from the ceiling are more of those strange uvula-like fixtures that give off a dull red glow. There are 6 items in glass cases that are on the floor, like they're important, or more important than the ones on the walls. And these ones have plaques on them. 6 items and plaques, and the walls are filled with just glass cases.
Before we get to those, the uvula things.
Yeah, they're just lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I, like, touch him?
Yeah, you can touch one. They hang from the ceiling pretty low, so you can actually grab one. It feels like a uvula.
Cool.
It just kind of like squishes
Is
in
it-
your hand.
Is it warm?
Oh yeah, and wet. Gives off a red glow.
Does anything happen if I, like, tickle it?
No.
Are you trying to make this building vomit us out?
No, you just tickle it and it's just wet, and like a strand of saliva comes off your finger.
He's trying to tickle the splactic ganglion.
Actually, hold on.
Oh my!
Okay, no, nothing happens. You just tickle it and squeeze it. It just makes a squelching noise when you squeeze it.
Yeah. Cool.
Giving
Alright,
it the old pepper grinder.
Yeah. Everybody else can do what they do.
So yeah, six cases in the center of the room, and then the walls are red and pulsing, made of flesh, and set with hundreds of glass cases on plinths of yellowed bone. Those ones aren't labeled. The ones on the floor are the only ones labeled.
What do they say? Quoin would approach and read.
Okay, in order, the first one looks like a dagger made from a dragon's tooth, and it's labeled Bahamut's Bane. That's from Beneath the Tide, the dagger that that Eclipse gave to the wizard in the tower, and he sent it somewhere.
Yeah.
This dagger is said to be made from a Fang of Tiamat, Worldbreaker artifact. Do not touch.
I missed that dagger.
The next case.
Maybe if we ask for a copy of this, a little tendril will come by.
I'll just chug it back to Ipshire. Ipshire. For
Yeah, Quoin opens up the sleeve or the.
Okay.
He reads Tiamat's name.
Save
that for later.
The next case is a withered, rotting hand, and it says "Hand of Vecna." This withered, rotting hand belongs to Vecna the Archlich, and was severed from him when he was imprisoned within the collective. So you know that undead dude up there, judging by he had a missing hand.
Mm-hmm.
He is called Vecna the Archlich, and was severed from him when he was imprisoned in this tower. The next thing in the next glass case is a deck of cards, and it says the deck of many things. This deck of cards must never leave this place. Its reality-altering capabilities could prove deadly in the wrong hands.
But we could get a wish from it.
The next glass case, I'm not going to pronounce this well at all. The Demonomicon of Igwilf. It's a weird-looking book. It's like, it's bound in what looks like stone, like black stone, and it's trimmed in like gold with abyssal runes all over it, with a massive like abyssal like demon hand on it as like the latch. And it says an expansive treatise documenting the abyss's infinite layers and inhabitants. The book, because I'm not going to say that name again, of Igwilf is the most thorough and blasphemous tome of demonology in the multiverse. This tome recounts both the oldest and most current profanities of the abyss and demons.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not one you poke.
Nope. The next one just looks like a big mortar and pestle. Like a big mortar and pestle. Like 4 feet by 5 feet.
Like made of stone?
Made of wood. And it's carved. Oh, sorry, it would be stone. And the pestle is covered in like. Sorry, the mortar. That's the bowl. Sorry, no, it's currently tiny, not large. It's made of stone. It's kind of shaped like a cup, almost, not like a bowl. And it's got what look like streaming faces carved all over it. And it says, Baba Yaga's Mortar and Pestle. The creations of the immortal hag, Baba Yaga, defy the laws of mortal magic. They've been placed here after her disappearance.
Anybody know who that is? It's a weird name.
I mean, Baba could mean grandmother. So like someone's Grandma Yaga or something created a bunch of monsters, then just fucked right off, I guess. Maybe had a house that walked with like chicken feet or something. Seems weird.
Yes.
Yeah, you would have heard stories of Baba Yaga, actually, based on your druidic heritage.
Okay,
that you were
yeah.
before. Baba Yaga was definitely what you just described. Basically, the most powerful hag in all of existence, and her daughter is Igwilv, also known as Tasha.
Oh.
That
Um,
is it the same Igwolf on the book, or is that a different spelling, different name that I'm misremembering?
It's the same spelling. The last object is a gold cauldron, with like 4 metal feet, like golden feet rather, like cooked bestial feet. And this was labeled Igwilv's Cauldron. Igwilv crafted this wondrous cauldron with the help of her adoptive mother, the Archfey Baba Yaga. You would also know Baba Yaga is part of the Unseelie court. One of the Unseelie.
Mm-hmm.
The last item in the cases, because there is one more, I forgot, is a very evil-looking sword of like a black metal studded with black gems, and it's called the Sword of Kas. Under no circumstances must this evil blade be freed from its prison. And those are the items in the cases.
All right. Well, interesting.
It's a lot of do not touch items.
How about these walls?
The walls have like, there are stairs that go up to the walls, and inside those glass cases are just random shit.
Okay, cool.
And
Is there a mask section?
no, just all random shit.
Okay.
Everyone can roll me a D100, and I'll tell you what you find if you're looking around.
Cool. Yeah, I'll roll a D1. I'll fuck with that. There we go. And kaboom.
52?
Okay. You stumble upon a rag doll with 2 red dots on its neck in a glass case.
Vampire doll.
Quoin, what'd you
Or
do?
it could just be a doll with chicken pox.
Very mild case.
You gotta stop scratching. 43.
You see an inkwell, and while you look at it, you feel nauseous while looking at it. These cases have, unlike the ones on the floor, these cases have hinges, and it looks like you can just open them up and take stuff if you want.
Quoin, you good? You're looking a
Yes.
little green.
Yeah, there's vomit ink over here, I believe. Would you like to look at the vomit ink?
I think I'll pass, thank you.
Anybody else?
You want to see this cool vampire doll I found?
I mean, I'll trade you.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
Or boulder, parchment, shears.
is it so? Quoin, yeah, is gonna take out the vomit ink.
Yes. Even just, yeah, as long as you look at it, you just feel nauseous.
It's. I mean, it's. Have you ever just looked at anything and felt gross?
This whole place.
Okay.
I mean, what's his name? Arthur in Red Brand? No, in Bastille. What was his name? That had the
Arthur.
Arthur. Yeah, Arthur's wife / house was pretty gruesome.
I'll be honest. I'm not feeling similar to that. So let's, there's wet walls.
Yeah.
I know what food feels like now. A little bit.
Flitz is
But
gonna,
also.
go ahead.
Just-
Flitz is gonna shout out. I found an eye patch embroidered with some kind of holy symbol.
Do you recognize the holy symbol?
No.
Okay, dynamite.
I'll have a look.
D100. See what case you come across.
84.
A straight jacket covered in charcoal runes. straight jacket. Charcoal runes covered it. Yep.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking like straight jackets. They have like extra long sleeves, but would they be perfect for Druck?
Yeah, maybe.
You just gotta cut the ends because they're not open on the
Yeah.
ends.
Oh yeah, it's
They're
the
closed.
ends are sewn shut.
Yeah, they're sewn shut and they have the straps on them. So
Is Ricky
Great
got a
for the
knife, though.
winter.
is Ricky wandering? Looking?
oh, absolutely.
D100, Ricky.
You know Ricky is wandering around high.
Squelch, squelch.
Does it make any difference if I tell you that I'm letting the rabbit guide me?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I mean, the rabbit's technically your Ricky's subconscious.
But is it though?
I guess we'll find out.
I got
Don't come
2.
back from infinity, Andy.
Oh boy.
On a D100, I got a 2.
In the glass case is a lock.
Just a lock.
Yeah.
Inside the is the case locked?
No, it's you open it. There's a lock inside the
Oh, okay.
case.
So there's a lock inside. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a. It looks like a tarnished brass lock.
It's like a padlock.
Yeah. With a keyhole and everything, and it's currently like closed, like locked.
Okay. And is there a key around?
Nope.
What do you think, Mr. Fleffels?
I don't know. You're gonna take it.
No, just poke.
It feels like metal.
Are we allowed to take the stuff from here?
I don't think that it would be probably good form to take it, but maybe it's like petting zoo rules that you can take out and touch.
Oh, okay.
So, Quoin, since you took the inkwell, you do notice that something else pops up in the glass case in its place.
What pops up in its place?
I'll let you know in a second
Okay.
when I find what I need. Your head. No. Your head just. You just get the gap. Yeah, I know.
So ends the tale.
It'll look Quoin Harding.
Bye.
No, boy.
A tiny clockwork dragonfly that slowly beats its wings.
Looks like a
Hello.
metronome.
Mr. Dragonfly, can I one in, one out?
You can't open the case.
Oh. I think there is a significant no backsies rule. If you I think if you take it, it is it is yours to enjoy for as long as you.
And it's
Yep.
it's the worst kind of nausea. It's a nausea that you just can't get sick. You can never have the relief of actually getting sick. It's just constantly just like it's just nausea right on the edge.
So I used to get really weird food poisoning when I was a kid,
Yeah.
where I would just cry for 4 hours, just hugging the toilet bowl without actually throwing up.
Yeah.
So this is a very real it's like a like that kid that gross that horrible gross kid sob that's
Yeah.
just I just viscerally remember that because I got weird food poisoning when I was a kid, but that's just a
Yeah. Counting, you took your thing out too, right?
Yeah.
Yours is replaced by what looks like a smoking pipe made from a tree root.
More drugs. Could I at will cast identify on it?
On what?
On the pipe, the smoking pipe.
You have to touch it.
I'm gonna open it
You
and
can't
then
open the
touch
case.
it.
You can't open the case.
I can't open the case?
You already took something.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
That's what just happened to Coin.
Dang it. Can I cast identify on Quoin's inkwell?
Yeah. It's not magical. It just makes people feel sick when they look at it.
But it does that without magic?
Yeah.
Wow.
It just smells so random.
No,
the
it
ink
just,
has gone bad.
it just looks.
so...
Just for some reason, when people look at it, they just feel nauseous.
It's like something.
It's
It's like you walk into a room and there's the measurements are just so that it makes you.
It's like the blackest black 7.0. Just looking at it makes you feel like you've fallen into another dimension.
Do the other two of you take what you found in the thing or nah?
Nah, Drek has no use for a straight jacket, really.
I'm gonna like prop open the case with an elbow and pick up the lock and like fiddle with it a little bit.
Okay, it's cold.
Just like try to unlock it.
It doesn't unlock.
Alright, let's put it back.
Okay. Do you want to look for something else then?
Yeah, sure.
Do you
Let
want
the rabbit guide me again?
Sure. Druk can do one too because you haven't really taken anything. from here.
Can Drek go over to where Ricky was and
Yeah,
see
you
if
can
he
see the
can't
lock.
unlock it?
You can see the lock. Yeah, you can make a sleight of hand check on the lock.
Okay.
So you prop open the case and go to try to like pick the lock.
I got an 8.
Okay.
I keep getting single digits on D100.
Did you say sleight of hand or thieves' tools?
Oh, it'll be thieves' tools.
That is a 20.
That's really good. It doesn't open.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it back.
Okay. 8. Ricky, you find a pocket watch.
Oh.
What time is it actually? Yeah, a pocket watch that would read 9 a.m.
Is it moving normal pace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clockwise.
It's not moving like
it's moving clockwise.
super slow for the material. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually pretty useful. Yeah, I'll just take that.
Okay, you take the pocket watch and the door shuts.
It's just a regular pocket watch. Nice.
And filled in there in its place is a wooden pan flute.
But your pocket watch tells time on the material plane.
It appears to be here because the seconds are moving normally.
Oh, never mind.
Druk, you looking for anything else then?
Nah.
Okay. So we got a nausea-inducing inkwell,
Ember doll.
your vampire doll, and Ricky's pocket watch.
I like the idea of like, oh, never mind.
So it's the opposite. So it makes you feel nauseous when you look at it. So is there like a little text on the side?
No,
called
it just looks like a normal inkwell.
Oh, okay. So there's not a label that says Pepto-Bismol?
No, it's just a normal looking inkwell.
All right.
I just want to be fair. I've only had like decently positive memories with Pepto. I don't know why people keep shitting on it.
No,
I don't think it works.
I like Pepto-Bismol. I think it's fantastic.
Tastes good too. It tastes good though.
This is called Pept-Abysmal.
Oh.
Yeah. I see.
I don't know if I have a weird accent, but that's what I was going for. Guys, I like jokes. I don't know if this is the first time you met me. I like word jokes. It's what brings me joy.
That's fair.
And I'm going to take y'all with me by hook or by crook.
But that is this chamber.
That was Pepto-Bismol.
Thank you.
This is the under. Yeah, that's the extent of the under gallery.
Your hate makes me strong.
six powerful items in cases that don't have any hinges or doors on them, and then the ones on the walls that just seem to be free to take.
All right, so we want to... Oh, go ahead, Druk.
Nope. I was just about you go.
All right. You want to try to find another way out of here?
We've got the prisons and we've got
The unknown...
Nameless hive.
The Nameless Hive. We're in the unknown gallery.
Under gallery.
Fuck.
Flitz going under gallery.
Yeah.
Under gallery. Nameless Hive. The library. The collective. And the prison.
Let's do prison.
Prison?
So we are going to leave this undergallery and go to a prison.
Yes.
Okay. What will be gained from the prison?
I'm curious to see what type of people would end up in jail in this place.
Okay, are there any do you suppose there are guards at this prison?
I guess we'll see.
Another
I mean, another place we had looked at a prison was a place where
people, the sand was ripping their bones apart.
Yeah, but yes. But we didn't take the elevator to that one.
It is true. We did not take an elevator to that specific place.
Yeah, we kind of did just end up there.
You know what? Asked and answered.
Oh. Yeah. All right. So as you all head back to the elevator and press the button that says prison, we're gonna go to break.
Okay.
And we'll be back in like 10. But yeah, break time. Flush tower. Fun.
Gotta watch.
And a rabbit.
watch.
A rabbit and a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Something's coming up, Ricky.
back. Kate had dip, so it's a boys' night for the rest of the night.
Oh yeah.
Night.
So, you press one of the teeth buttons in the elevator, a human's front tooth speckled with mold. And the elevator descends incredibly deep for about a minute before opening, which is funny because it ascended before, but it's descending now. Less time than it took to ascend before opening into a large open chamber of pulsating red meat. And lined with prison cells are prison cells filled with bars of solid barbed bone. You can hear a cacophony of laughing, crying, and screaming coming from this chamber. Patrolling this prison is a large, floating, spherical creature with mottled purple flesh and a large central red eye. Adorning pieces of its body are jagged hunks of thick steel armor, and 10 eye stalks protrude from its body, each stalk ending in a different colored eye. And the spherical creature flies towards you and opens a large maw, revealing rows of sharp pointed teeth, and begins speaking in deep speech. Does anybody know deep speech? Except for Ricky, because of your monk thing.
Oh yeah, wait, no, I just noted.
I
What do you mean? What are you talking about? It's
I think
speaking common.
Dax knows deep speech.
No, Dax doesn't.
Oh, really?
Qualith, but
Yeah.
probably not deep speech.
Qualith and Undercommon. Same with Kenna.
Yeah.
So Ricky's the only one that understands it, but Ricky doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So Ricky,
Mhm.
speaking in deep speech, it just sounds like to everybody else, like guttural gurgling. Ricky, you hear, "Are you looking for a specific prisoner?" And that's how it talks. This beholder talks like that.
Okay. Oh, guys, are we looking for a specific prisoner?
No, we're just, yeah, this is one of the options in the elevator, so we're just trying to get an idea of what type of people get locked up in this place.
Yeah, what he said.
Looks to you. They can understand what you say too, right? I can't remember how the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Okay.
If I'm speaking to somebody, they can understand. No matter what language they speak, as long as they are a living thing,
Cool.
they can understand what Ricky says.
I don't know what they said.
Well, what do you mean? He just said it.
I don't speak common.
You're speaking common right now.
No, I'm speaking deep speech.
And by the way, to the rest, to everybody else, Ricky is having a one-sided conversation with this beholder. Like, what are you talking about? You're speaking common right now, and it's like.
No, I'm speaking deep speech.
But I understand you perfectly. You just said I'm speaking deep speech.
Correct.
Yeah,
I'm speaking deep speech.
guys, help me out. He's speaking common, right?
No,
No.
we don't understand anything that they are saying.
What?
No, what they sound like to us is.
Are you here looking for someone specific, or are you here for the tour?
I guess we're just here for the tour. Do I speak what language was the what? Do I speak a language I didn't know about?
Sounds like you're saying speaking common to me. So. Sounds
In-
like you're speaking common to me.
In Draconic, Quoin is going to say, "Do you speak Draconic?"
Oh, I do just speak Draconic. Actually, Ricky will respond in Draconic. Yes, I speak Draconic. But when he says it, Druck understands him.
Well, Druck
But
knows-
Druck also
Well,
understands.
I also.
Okay, Druck, okay.
Well,
This
Kenna,
is
Kenna,
unhelpful.
Kenna, Dax, and Flitz understand, though.
Hannah, Dax, and Flitz also understand him, though. Yeah.
Well, Flitz knows Draconic.
Does everyone in the party speak Draconic?
Dax doesn't.
Most of us do.
Okay.
Dax,
And Kenna
Dax.
doesn't. The only people who don't speak Draconic in the party are Kenna and Dax.
Okay, cool. We should leverage that more often. But yeah, I speak Draconic. But yeah, then the rest of them, when Ricky says I speak Draconic in Draconic, they
Everybody else
understand him.
do
So wait, do we only say boys' night in Draconic from now on? Is that
Oh,
is that
absolutely.
the...
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Uh,
it never wasn't that. Always was,
Yeah.
baby.
the creature,
Always has
the creature
been.
turns on the spot and begins floating through the prison.
Oh, okay. I guess we're going on a tour.
All right, tour, good, perfect.
Just begins floating through the prison. You can see individuals that simply radiate evil behind the strange organic bars. One of the first cells you pass by is a rotting white dragonborn woman with a piercing yellow eye and a dark eye patch slung over the left. Her head appears partially caved in places, and the neck appears to be broken. like it's been broken more than once. She's wearing what can only be described as rough-looking, singed pirate clothes, and pacing her cell endlessly.
My bad.
Does she have a sea crown of any kind?
Not anymore, because that crown was given to somebody else.
Oh,
But yes, you are correct on who it is. But you guys don't know who that is. But people... Anyways, you pass by that cell, and the beholder saying in deep speech, "That was a ex-pirate queen, servant of Asmodeus."
Did you guys get that?
Oh.
Okay, that was an ex-pirate queen and a servant of Asmodeus.
Ooh. Ricky, are you going to be our what do you call it, tour guide?
Well, he's
Sort-
the tour guide. I'm just kind of the translator.
yeah, you're sort of I would say like a demi-docent. Some sort of...
Whatever that is.
like a docent, like also like a tour guide.
Oh yeah, Ricky just doesn't know what a docent is. He grew up in a commune.
You pass by another cell. This person in here, they're currently just like carving words into their skin. It looks like a human man, completely hairless. No eyebrows, no hair, nothing. Just carving words into his skin and just looking at you all and smiling.
Are you a Batman villain?
This is a man who carves the names of his victims that he ate. He served the god of death, Mortranius, for a time, and was imprisoned here after he tried altering the minds of everyone in Nundeel City into cannibalism. Just as
Zaz gets around.
That's indeed.
Yeah.
Zaz. Yeah, this album doesn't have enough zazz, is what I'd say.
Oh, okay. He apparently eats people and carves their names into his skin.
Oh. Hmm.
This truly is intriguing tour we are on.
The next cell, you actually see a familiar figure. You see the mouth.
So familiar to everyone but me.
But everyone but Ricky, yeah. You
Yeah.
see the mouth. He's sitting up against the cell, chained around his neck, arms and ankles. Still, neck visibly still very broken. He just sits there.
Druckle put a hand on Quoin's shoulder.
Just sits there staring out into the bars, and as you're passing, the beholder's just like, "This was a criminal known as the Mouth, who committed a lot of atrocious crimes. Has been imprisoned here upon their death for all eternity, like most of the people you see."
This is a criminal called the Mouth who committed a bunch of atrocious crimes, who's imprisoned here for all eternity.
Thank you, Ricky.
Quoin, you're so upset that you're not making any sound when you open your mouth.
Quoin, the Mouth is looking at you. Doesn't look like he has any recognition.
Just white knuckling my blade, very aware of the hand on my
But
shoulder.
you can still see like the impact from where you got him in the head with your knee that snapped his neck. The neck is still very broken.
Yeah, there's definitely a Quoin's knee shaped.
Actually, hold on. Sorry, he's holding his hand. He'd be holding his head in his hands because he cut his head off to give to the prince.
Oh, we did.
So he's actually holding his head in his hands.
Nice.
So how do you end up in this prison?
You commit heinous crimes in this city, or horrific acts across the scattering,
What's the scattering?
the planes of existence.
So, like, okay, there's hell, right?
Yes, the 9 hells.
So is this worse than the hell?
To some, heaven to others. No, doesn't say that. Because that's a Pinhead quote. But yes, it's worse than hell in some aspects.
So, like, if you're super bad, then you get sent here and it's like double hell.
Sort of.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
The next cell is just a dude who's been like cut in half, and he's just like sobbing on the floor. Forget who that
Right there,
is.
pal?
Forget who that is, and then
Okay.
keeps going. Um,
Yeah,
You alright,
how
pal?
long does it look like they've been there a while? I mean, I guess you can't really
it's
tell.
hard to tell.
But...
Yeah. You eventually come across another familiar figure to some of you, a vampiric-looking man who was last seen getting punched in the face repeatedly by a giant.
Yes.
And he is staring at all of you with recognition, but his mouth has been like it's got like iron, like a locks over it, like they've put like a piece of metal over his mouth where he can't speak.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like, I was wondering if he just kept fading in and out because he keeps like reviving and then just getting pummeled.
Nope, he's in the cell by himself. Boulder's like, "This is Rowan Buxton, a powerful necromancer. He's not dead, unlike some of the other prisoners."
Oh, this guy's not dead.
Yeah, we know him.
And Druck is just like giving him the double. It's like,
Oh, you know someone in Double Hell.
This is the second, at least if we're keeping record, this is the second acquaintance. Gross word for it, but yes, that we've had here. So,
Oh, you know 2 people in Double Hell.
yes, it's we know a lot of shitbirds, as it were.
I want to see. Druck is gonna see if he can't like, fucking, like, draw on this guy with that like the laser pistol
Yeah.
that fucked him up so hard.
Okay.
He's just gonna like
No reaction.
see if he. Okay.
I was like, then Quoin's gonna be like, doing back. Sick draw, but
You pass by other numerous cells of just other people, and you know the beholder just rattles off crimes they've committed. And the last cell that you see on the tour is of maybe an 8-year-old human boy just sitting there playing with toys. This is the Lie Spinner, a demonic creature who can take on the visage of other creatures and commit heinous crimes, lull people in with false insecurities and other things. Do not fall victim to their lies, essentially.
Oh, this is a lying shape-shifting demon, so it's not really a little boy.
Doesn't have a name.
The Lie Spinner.
Just looks up. Can you guys let me out?
Probably
No.
not.
And immediately just starts like getting really pissy and throwing the toys around, and its head starts like spinning around in a circle and like spitting acid everywhere. And eventually the
We're
tour,
in a movie in the 80s.
yeah, and eventually the tour comes to an end, and you're back at the entrance of the prison.
Oh,
Alright, well, that was neat.
There's about an hour, so you've got 6 hours left on aid.
well, that was fun.
Yes, but to see some familiar faces, I guess. Quoin, how you doing?
You know, just really living the dream, you know.
How does it feel knowing that the mouth is in a place like this for potentially all eternity?
I have maybe one thing. Ricky, could I use your translation?
I guess as long as it keeps working, yeah.
Okay. Excuse me, Mr. I guess are you a warden? Is your title?
I'm just gonna repeat everything
Okay.
Quoin is saying, and just I'll just Ricky is just gonna go between and repeat everything the two of them
Yes.
say between them, so you can just have a conversation.
I'm Warden Avax.
May I leave a note for a prisoner? They don't even have to really.
Of course.
Leave it if I get to, okay, great. Coin
I
is going
think
to.
Coin's leaving.
Coin's going to again, since the first episode, I think maybe first or second episode, Quoin's all about notes.
Yeah.
So Quoin is going to take that inkwell out.
Yeah. The beholder also like anyone who sees the inkwell also like gets nauseous. Like,
Apologies. I am sorry. I apologize.
So everyone else in the group also gets like the nausea feeling, just like.
So Quoin is going to.
So does the beholder. Just.
Right.
It's like the brown note, but in visual form.
Going to write a note in like a scrawling hand, and ask. Going to write a note to the mouth that is just for all the victims and children is just what it's going to say.
Okay.
Now I put the inkwell back. When I look at the note, does it still make
No,
me retch?
it's just the inkwell.
I was
Wait,
hoping that the ink in the
No,
thing was part of the
just the inkwell.
Okay. Do you mind if I affix this to the wall in front of the cage of that prisoner?
Go for it.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna.
Okay.
While he's attaching it to the wall, I'm just gonna ask the beholder just. So, is everyone in here from our universe or other universes?
Anyone who's caused crimes against the Scattering.
Well, right, but are these people all here? Because they recognize some of them. Are some of these people from not our universe?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean?
Perhaps a better question is, what is this scattering?
You guys have heard about the Scattering before. It's this setting's
sorry.
planes of existence.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. So this prison. Okay, so this prison is multiplanar and multiverse is very confusing. So this prison is specific to to the like collection of worlds we're from.
Yes.
Is there a prison for? So is every collection of does every reality in the multiverse have its own prison here?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. I'm only the
You just
warden
work
of
at
this
this
one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know if I heard it correctly or not, but is Quoin affixing the note and the inkwell to the spot where they can see so that they're just instantly like forever like
No, just
No,
the
no.
letter.
Just the note
Okay,
for now. Just the note. Just the note.
Okay, yeah, you can fix it. They don't really move from where they're sitting.
Great. It's not necessarily if
Yeah.
someone was asked how do you feel?
Yeah.
I feel better now.
Okay. So you'll reconvene back with the beholder, and he's just like, he'll say to not only Ricky understands again. Well, that's the prison tour.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. All right, well, I guess to the collective. This collective. Wait, Ricky, you might need to translate.
Oh yeah, okay.
The collective. What can we expect from that? Is that like a thing?
The collective is where is generally the entrance with the tower. It's where the 4 overseers of the
Yeah.
towers hang out. They're called the collective.
Oh wait,
Yes.
there was some type of mind then. Sorry, was there
The
a
nameless
place-
hive.
Nameless hive. Sorry, that's what I meant to ask about. I'm so sorry.
I mean, sorry, the nameless hive.
Oh, the nameless hive is where the nameless keep themselves.
And the nameless are.
Oh, apologies. You must be new.
We asked for the tour.
The nameless are lost souls who have no place to call home, so they have come to serve the collective. Basically, souls who have been damaged beyond repair, that they can't find themselves into an afterlife. Souls that have made deals with entities, and those entities are no longer around to sort of broker said deals. Just a place for lost souls who really can't go anywhere else. They're given purpose and a home here.
Do we want to check that out, gang?
Sure.
Alright.
And since you're new, if you want to leave the tower, you just got to go back to where you entered from. So the collective chamber, and then take the stairs that brought you up.
Thank you.
And then the
Are we
beholder
gonna-
goes back on its patrol.
As we're heading out, I'm just gonna go. What other languages do I speak now? Druck, do you speak? Do you speak Goblin? You speak Goblin, right?
And I'll say, in Goblin.
Yes, I speak Goblin.
Okay, can you speak some Goblin so I can see if I understand it?
I just did.
When?
I will touch my face when I am speaking in Goblin.
Okay.
Ricky, you are terribly confusing.
See, that sounds just the same. That all just sounds like common to me. Is he messing with me? Are you guys messing with me?
Flitz and Daxter's gonna shake their head, and Kissel's kind of no. He's speaking in Goblin.
Weird.
Maybe you can just understand all spoken word.
Maybe. I mean, I can do all kinds of weird stuff. It kind of fits with all the weird things I can do.
The rabbit's gonna be like, yeah, you can understand all languages now.
Oh, no, thanks, Mr. Fluffles. Did you do that?
Yeah,
Thank you. That's really cool. I didn't get you anything.
you will soon.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried I'd have to find a present to get you, but if that's just taken care of, then all right.
Alright. To the hive.
All right.
I wanted to say collective again, but I knew that wasn't right.
Nameless hive. The fleshy elevator jettisons sideways and up to the left. And you arrive in an octagonal chamber of pulsing, red fleshy veins, adorning the bone walls. Suspended from the walls are numerous pods of red meat that glow dimly with an orange light. Encased within each pod, you can see a vaguely humanoid form slumbering within. In the center of the chamber is a shallow pool of blood surrounded by kneeling benches made of hardened sinew. The hooded figure you met earlier is kneeling on one of these benches and staring into the pool, unmoving.
Alright. I guess I'll have a look around.
Okay.
Druck's gonna just do a lap.
Yeah, you see what I said.
Cool.
Just he's staring. And the hooded figure is staring into like a shallow pool of blood in the center.
I guess no one else does anything. Druck will like go over, use one of the kneelers, and then see
Okay.
if
You do see something in. As soon as you kneel on the bench, you see something in the pool of blood, like a vision.
Ooh, okay.
It shows like a tropical island, with a city atop a cliff, and you see a figure who's blurry. You can't really make out any details, and they're standing on a cliff face near a tree that's kind of like burnt to shit, and like covered in ashes.
Okay.
And the figure just staring out over this cliff face.
And I'll look up from that and look at the person kneeling.
Yeah, that hooded figure you saw before, pale skin, lightning-shaped scars on the arms that are visible.
I'll move over to a different kneeling bench.
Okay.
See if it sees the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, weird. Okay.
Oh wait, no. It'd be a different vision. You see a blurry figure on a ship, just sailing the ocean with other people, just milling about. You do recognize one of the people in the in the vision, you recognize Ogden Boone.
Younger, huh?
Not really noticeable,
Okay.
because elf. But half elves aren't as immortal as elves, so there is a little bit of noticeable difference, but not a lot. But yeah, this figure seems to be sailing the ship, like steering it. You can see Ogden in different colored robes than you last recognize him in. He's got like a owl perched on his shoulder. You see other people patrolling the ship. You see a goblin who looks like they're wearing a lot of gross clothes.
Does Flitz react to the goblin?
Flitz doesn't see this. It's only Druk seeing this.
Oh, okay.
You see a gray tabaxi walking around.
Holy shit! Like this. I'm sorry to use like Catholicism or like Christianity, like things. It's just how I was raised, but since I moved down to a different bench, is this? If I keep going, or is this like essentially the Stations of the Cross?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's like,
Yeah, you see a gray tabaxi in like a piratey outfit. Yeah, they're just sailing on the ship.
yeah, Drug just kind of gives everybody like a weird look, and then goes over to the next one, like
Okay.
like he's seeing something different each time, but
Sure.
he's just like kind of looking at people.
The next one is the group are wandering through what looks like a weird sort of otherworldly wilderness, and the man with like the lightning shaped scar, like the blurry figure that you see in the vision, he's holding what looks like the body of a boy in his arms.
Mm-hmm.
Brown hair, just you don't recognize the boy, but he's carrying the boy in his arms and he's talking. He's saying words we can't make out the words. It just sounds like Charlie Brown adults, just and then everyone around him is kind of just like, just there, and the boy then just comes back to life.
I'll get up. Seeing that this is kind of like a weird thing, he's gonna walk over and just be like,
I think these benches are telling a story of someone, but their face is all blurred. I saw Ogden in one of them.
Oh.
The party so Dax and Kenna and Quoin would be the only ones who recognize the name yet.
Mm-hmm. Kenny's just like,
unless there were one of the
Kenny
stories that got to him had Ogden in it.
I don't think he was public. He was like public knowledge as a
No,
friend of the
okay.
party.
the party of like last campaign. There's not a lot of stories out there about them.
Yeah, Ricky's just kind of like politely, just like, oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah. So, if you're interested, we can keep checking. Seems like Ogden is mixed in with this somehow. If we see him again, might be
I can send him a message.
right. Yes. Well, before we do, if we see them again in any of these images, we
Yeah.
would ask who the blurry figure is.
And the only bench you haven't seen in is the one that the guy's currently kneeling on.
Yeah.
And at this point, he gets up, looks down at the pool one last time, and then looks over at you all. And then you see an empty flesh pot on the ceiling kind of comes down, and he steps into it, and it
I'll go and test out the one
Okay.
that guy was sitting at.
Okay. You look into the pool of blood, and there's nothing there now.
Oh, okay.
However, actually, that's not true at all. Druck, since you kneel on this bench and you look in, you see a familiar forest, and you're hunting. You're seeing it from like a third-person perspective. You see yourself hunting, and it's the day.
Is that what my back looks like?
It's the day you went out hunting for rabbits, and you came back to camp, and
Yeah, immediately stands up. He's yeah, he just immediately stands up, like off the kneeling bench.
okay.
Ready to go?
Yeah,
Who is that guy?
Didn't they weren't in any of the visions, at least as I could tell. From kneeling.
should I still message Ogden and ask, like, hey, we're in this weird place, and we saw you in somebody's, like, vision or memory or something?
Yeah. Tell him I saw.
Then he say, I saw, these types of people, but there was one that was blurry.
Okay, sending is 3 charges. Alright. Hey, Ogden, long time no speak. We're in this place in the far realm, and we saw you in somebody's vision while they were staring into a flesh pool thing. And I need to roll percentile dice. 39. I'm going to attempt to do an Ogden impression. It's going to be really terrible. Because I'm sick. So it's going to be
I
like,
believe in you.
ha, hey! It's nothing. It's going to be nothing like Ogden, apparently. Hey, yeah, cool. What did the person look like?
Yeah. You just wasted her spell.
Not at all.
Ogden is voiced by Disco Stew.
And then Ogden's going to cast Sending.
Yeah.
Because he can. Give me enough information as possible about the figure, what they look like, what the vision entail, blah blah blah. They're really pale.
Oh, sorry.
What? Go ahead.
Druck was just gonna tell Kenneth that it was like, Tabaxi, Goblin.
Yep.
This, but then a blurry figure that we couldn't tell.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like telling all of the other people, like what
Yeah.
the descriptions
Yeah.
of the people on the
She's also going to describe the dude who was kneeling, whose visions you were possibly looking into.
Oh,
that's
okay,
what
okay.
that's what she was doing. Or that's what they were doing. The person who was kneeling on this weird pool, they had really pale skin, lightning scars, pale eyes apparently, and a bunch of people on a pirate ship. Tabaxi, you, a goblin, blurry guy. Ogden will cast another Sending. He's a 20th level wizard, it doesn't really matter. And we'll say Oh, so that's where he wound up. Ash. Interesting. Thought he became the Ash Heart. And then Kenna will...
So did I.
Yeah, and then Kenna will relay that information.
Didn't we hear about an Ash Heart?
Yes.
He's a deity.
Yeah.
The new god of
But then-
devils who usurped Asmodeus when Asmodeus was defeated.
Yeah, we almost robbed a church with this, something with a figure of the Ash Heart in the basement.
Maybe the collective people would have more answers. We can ask them about him, about this person.
Sounds about right. All right.
Because there very much is an Ash Heart.
Yeah.
But if this guy became the Ash Heart, how is he here but also the Ash? Because you gotta have a god, right?
Well, didn't the prison warden say the nameless were people whose souls were fractured in certain ways? So maybe one part of the soul became... I don't know.
Oh.
Well, I guess now we go back to the collective and walk out and look, go shopping. That was the plan? Yes.
Yeah, I think so, right? And then talk to them again about going through that gate they talked about.
Whenever we are ready.
That the last people didn't come back from and disappeared.
Yep. I was hoping they got out, and that's what we will end up doing.
Alright. Goodbye, flesh people, pod people.
Bye.
Another pod descends and opens up, and there's another person coming out in the same hooded cloak that the guy wore, but this is a totally different looking person. And they go onto the kneeling bench and kneel and just look into the pool.
My curiosity isn't that much where I'll just do that again.
It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
But y'all head back to the elevator then? Okay. After about a minute or two, you eventually arrive back in the collective chambers. And you can see the four of them sitting on the thrones. And the undead dude is like, I hope you enjoyed your tour. Anything catch your eye? Learn what you needed to know? Because you got to pass through the chamber to get to the door that you entered from and then go down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. We usually leave this up to Kenna.
Was that the Ash Heart that was kind of guiding us around?
No. Sort of. You can see the fiend in the chains, so you can now all probably guess is Asmodeus is like shifting angrily at the mention. No, that is a portion of the soul of Gerhard Monsoza. We sort of split off from the dingly bits that became the Ash Heart.
Oh.
So the side that was corrupted by Asmodeus, a deal with Asmodeus, became the Ash Heart. And half the soul that could be retrieved, but wasn't corrupted by fiendish taint, essentially, is here.
So, are they in service to this citadel of sorts?
Of their own free will.
Hmm.
The Nameless spent a lot of time in the hive, staring into the pool and attempting to reclaim lost memories. And once they've reclaimed what they know of their former selves, they can pass on. Should they so choose.
Interesting. Well, this pretty crazy place you got here, at least from what we're used to.
Wouldn't call it our place, but we protect it.
Hmm.
And like the archfey is just nodding and conjures like a glass of red wine and starts sipping on it.
I kind of want Quoin to just pull out the inkwell and see how like all of these guys just be like.
And then like the bipedal goat thing with this goat skull and the antlers is just like staring, not talking.
Right, let's go. Yes.
Unless you have more questions, you're free to leave.
All right. To town then.
The archfey just waves at Flitz. Bye. Say hello to my friend for me, if you get the chance. Flitz is just like confused. Doesn't really know what that means. And you can you can leave the tower. Like I said, it takes like 10 minutes or 10 seconds to like get to the bottom of the tower, which is weird. And you're now at the base of the tower. Outside, back in the City of Flesh.
Do we see Mr. Sniffles?
No.
Okay.
I suppose we just walk back into town.
But you do remember like where the blood market is because he pointed it out. He also pointed out a tavern and a place called the Fleshgraft Clinic.
Suppose we should get moving then.
Oh, and the Night Gardens. He pointed out a place called the Night Gardens. Alright.
Have we noticed, is there like a light source in this
Nope.
realm? No?
It's a
So
void,
there's
it's,
no
a void
day,
of
night?
it's a void of nothingness that surrounds the city.
Okay.
And the light is just like, I think I described the light last session. I'll go back to what the light of this
Sorry.
place is. No, it's fair that people don't remember what the light is because it was like a quick, like, boom.
Blurb.
Yeah. The cities are wet, pulsing. The streets are wet, pulsing flesh, where small cobblestones have been laid out. Large, fleshy eyeballs drift through the air, which serve as sentries. Lampposts shut up from the ground, and what appear to be a collection of blinking faces morphing out of stone, and every so often they little low. Oh! And as they moan, their open mouths emit colorful lights that illuminate the area. Otherwise, it's pitch black.
Awesome.
But those are the lamp. So yeah, avoid nothingness, which is pitch black, and then the city is lit up by those lampposts that moan and emit light.
Cool.
Place is weird.
Yeah. I wonder how they light the insides of the place. Alright, we'll find out. Walking in town.
All right, so you head towards the blood market, which you have the direction of. This market square is filled with stalls resembling crusted over scabs. And from within the stalls, various people sell wares. A variety of wares. Just a bunch of stalls that look like scabs.
Well, the people who wanted to go here are currently not here.
Well, Kenna wanted diamonds and diamond dust.
Yeah. And I know, or I think Dax wanted to go here too, as well as Flitz. Crud.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Well,
Why'd we
you
do
would
that?
you wouldn't get to the blood market first then.
Yeah, let's go
Okay.
somewhere else.
You would get to the night market. You pass by the night gardens first.
Oh,
Cool.
night gardens sounds nice.
Let's have a look.
As a garden filled with a collection of flowering, fleshy plants, as per usual, scattered with benches of bone and strange pools of purple water filled with starlight. Sitting in front of these pools of water are signs that say, "Ensure you are of resilient mind," before gazing into the star pools.
Resilient mind?
You can see there's people like staring into the pools and then standing up, dusting themselves off. There's a guy whose eyes are like protruding out on stalks. The human man eyes are like coming out on eye stalks. His ears are like drooping like 6 inches down. He stands up and goes, "Hello, friends." and just starts walking past.
Hello.
Come to enjoy the pools.
What is there to enjoy?
Oh! He blinks, his eye stalks. You simply gaze into the pools and get a hint towards a future event you're curious about. Sort of a brief gaze into the future, perhaps. But if you're not of resilient mind, you're stunned for quite some time.
I would like to look into this pool.
Okay? So, you gaze into the pool. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Great, I got this.
DC 15.
Intelligent-
Drux doing it as well.
DC 15 intelligence save.
So intelligence save,
Yep, DC 15. Druck would get a +1 to this.
and so would Quoin because I just
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that. Okay, hold on. I have inspiration.
There we go.
You do. I think I said it was a D12.
Thank you. I'm gonna roll that d12. Be fucking hilarious if I got a 4 or less. No, 3 or less. That's what I would need to roll. All right, here it goes on the table. Everybody sees it. No way, I did.
Oh no. Okay.
Well, that's it's a total of 12.
Okay.
So
Quoin.
what a total ass.
You're stunned for 2 hours.
Great.
Druck,
Hi.
what'd you get?
I got a 21.
21. Is there something that could/may happen in the future that your character is curious about?
Yeah. Like anything after leaving the gate.
Cool beans. We can do that. You do see a vision of the future. So, the undead figure leads you through the city and down a street that emanates an aura of unease. People stare at you, like, what the fuck are they doing? Pushing down this abandoned street, it feels like cold hands are running across the back of your neck. And Vecna just says, we don't know what's, yeah, whatever. Ignore the spirits. Those lost to this place will seek to draw you deeper to join them. He conjures a hood around himself and proceeds forward. Druck, you have a really pretty high passive perception.
Oh yeah, it's stout.
You
It's a
see
29.
You can see misshapen, ghostly forms wrapped around everyone in the group from behind and around the neck. Just gripping around them, holding them. Including Vecna. Also just clinging to him. After a few minutes, you're brought upon a large set of wooden doors reinforced with steel bars, similar to the main gates of a city. The gate is ensnared by large, fleshy tentacles that undulate and pulse. Vecna places a hand on one of the larger tentacles, and the tentacles briefly stop ensnaring the doors, which slowly begin to open, revealing what looks like a large district of a fleshy city, and completely devoid of life, with an aura of absolute unease pulsating from beyond. You can feel the pulsating in your veins, like a secondary heartbeat. I will not open these gates again should you pass through, so if you intend to go, do so quickly, otherwise, I'm afraid you may be stuck here. And then there's like a skip in the vision. The buildings of this district writhe and twist and squelch with unearthly movement and noise. As you push into the district from behind you, you watch as the gates close, and Vecna gives you a brief nod. As the gates close shut, the tentacles that once ensnared it come to life again, coiling around it. Then, you feel what feels like a pin pushing into the back of your skull. It doesn't hurt, just uncomfortable. Far off in the distance, near the horizon, floating up in the sky, you see a large, undulating crystalline tower coated in patches of oozing flesh, and you feel drawn towards it. And that's when the vision ends, and you snap out of it. Quoin just staring into their pool.
I've seen what lies beyond the gate.
Kenna's gonna walk over for Quoin. Quoin? Hello? And yeah, Quoin just looks like they're out of it.
I have seen what lies beyond the gate.
And Druck will start explaining what
Okay.
his vision.
Oh, actually, yeah, while you're doing that, Kenna's gonna touch the staff to Quoin and use the spell magic through the staff, and Quoin, you're no longer stunned.
Your winning Powerball numbers are 16, 4, 9, 69, and 8.
Why couldn't you have given me those like 2 days ago?
These are the Powerball numbers for 5 years from now.
Druck, you said you saw a way beyond what's happened. What's beyond the gate? Or
Looks like another tower.
In my head, when you said it, I was thinking of like white crystalline, but then you said like it also had like fleshy bits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they said.
He
Yeah.
points to me.
Large, undulating crystalline tower coated in patches of oozing flesh.
Yeah.
I was floating in the sky. Didn't have any way up to it.
Felt a sharp pain in the back of my head and was drawn to that tower.
With my insight, it'd be a bad vibe, right?
It was a bad vibe. Aura of unease. Like the entire district of the city that you're in was just an aura of unease, but the tower was the only like thing that was like calling to you.
Yeah.
I cannot recommend that we do it. That we leave. It might be too risky. I don't know what the feelings I had when I left were exactly. Just felt wrong and threatening, but also alluring at the same time, which seems dangerous. Extraordinarily dangerous.
We could ask the collective about that district, get some more information.
Oh, I thought they couldn't leave.
Well, no, but they did say that they did let people into that area before, and they were never seen again after they went into it.
Yes.
And they did say that area was cordoned off after things were started attacking the city from there. So, Quoin, what'd you see?
I do not remember.
All right.
I think I saw everything everywhere all at once.
That's a good movie.
So good. Just
Anybody else want to take a dip in the star pools then?
Actually, Ricky will, mostly because he's still high.
Okay. So Ricky.
Because he was like immune to the frightened condition, I remember. So
Well, this isn't the frightened condition; it's stunned.
I know, but the frightened,
Yeah.
being frightened is what would stop him. So.
Yeah.
Oh, true. That's right. All right.
He's
Okay.
got the bold condition.
So Ricky walks up. You look in one of the star pools. Intelligence saving throw. +1 because
boy.
Quoin.
All right. Oh boy! Oh boy!
+1.
Intelligence saving throw.
Yes, please.
That's a +1 total.
Oh no.
DC 15.
How's a 2?
Ricky
That
is,
one.
Ricky's stunned for 4 hours.
Oh.
And you want to see Ricky kind of just go blank.
Oh no.
I think he's getting his Powerball numbers right
Well,
now.
Druk, when you were looking into the pool, you didn't look like that. You looked like you were focused and intent.
Really?
Yeah, this looks like Ricky's gone somewhere else.
He scrambled his brain.
Yeah. Dax is going to
That
hold the
is-
staff to the side of Ricky's head and do Dispel Magic through the staff again.
Mm.
And regain 2 charges. Ricky, you come back.
Alright.
You come back to consciousness, essentially.
Ah,
You see anything, Ricky?
nope. Absolutely nothing.
All right. So, yes, looks like we have some questions for the collective regarding this vision of mine. But before we do that, it seems as though we have some other things to do around town.
Yeah. And we can do the shopping, but we can do what you guys want, and then next session we can cover what the others others of us bought. That way, so the session doesn't kind of come to just like an unnatural sort of halt.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I generally, for things I'd like to buy or move or talk about, I just wanted to really be outside, stretch my legs, think on Bahamut, maybe try on the armor that I got. Check
Oh, you're
out
wearing
the-
it. You're just not attuned to it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and it's the sort of armor you had, but the bits of metal that are starting it now are like the writhing pieces of black metal that you found in the swamp. You just need to attune to it.
Oh yeah, you got this. You got a new shield coin.
Yeah, there's also an extra shield that you're holding onto currently, because I didn't know if Quoin would attune to the new shield or keep the old shield.
The problem is that I'm currently full
Yeah.
on attunement slots, so I'd have to get rid of something else and
Yeah.
hot swap the shield in. Honestly, kind of interested to see what this shield does. Did we get an
Yeah.
item?
It's called the Moonrod shield.
Oh, and it's a thing I can look up.
Yeah, it's actually in your inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll describe it pretty quickly. Just, it's a shield made of writhing black metal. While holding the shield, you have a +2 bonus to AC. This bonus is in addition to the shield's normal bonus. While you're attuned to the shield, you gain the following benefits. You gain resistance to psychic damage while attuned to it. While attuned to it, if you're hit by a ranged spell attack or a ranged weapon attack, you can use your reaction to cause the tendrils to catch the projectile and throw it back at the attacker. If you throw the projectile back, you make a ranged attack. So, Dex. Shifting Shield. If a creature of your choosing that you can see is hit by an attack within 30 feet of you, you can spend your reaction and cause your shield to briefly manifest around the creature, granting them a quick +2 bonus to their AC until the start of your next turn. While your shield is manifesting around another creature, you briefly lose the bonus that the shield offers. So basically, you unequip the shield and it briefly appears around somebody else and gives them the bonus.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then the armor you were given, which was your studded leather but was modified. You gain a +1 bonus to your AC while wearing it. You have resistance to psychic damage. You gain a flying speed of 20 feet if you do not already have a flying speed. If you take psychic damage, you can spend your reaction to teleport to an unoccupied space within 30 feet if you would half the damage. And you can don and doff this armor as an action. But that's all Moonrot armor, so. Studded leather, you don't really need to worry about donning and doffing, but yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's really all I'd worry about. I probably would. So I'd have to.
And unattuning takes an hour, and attuning takes an additional hour, so it's 2 hours total if that's what you're thinking of doing.
2 hours on either side, so I have to decide. So if I take the shield, and I just have to figure out if I want to get rid of my fire resistance, and instead go with the studded armor. It looks like the shield doesn't require attunement. Or I guess if I equip
It does, yeah.
Yeah, then I see. Okay, yeah. I see it now.
And you can only ever equip one shield. You can't hold 2 shields.
Boo.
Can't dual wield shields.
The rules say you can't be attuned. You can't dual wield certain things. You can't be attuned to multiple helmets.
Yeah.
I just want to live that Cap America life in Infinity War. He's got the
Yeah.
2 shields. Those are sweet, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything I require to buy personally, but it's
Okay.
up to, yeah. Sorry.
We'll
Sorry,
get
I
to
don't mean to.
No worries. We'll get to what the others wanted next session. Do Ricky and Druck want anything from the blood market?
I mean, I
Scab
might
stalls.
once we go into it, but yeah, there's just
They sell all sorts of
Yeah.
wares, general wares, equipment, items of all sorts.
I guess I'll do a bit of scouting as to like what the currency they take is.
Bartering,
Okay.
or bartering / trading for gross things the characters can offer. Weird or gross things the characters can offer. And if they're interested, then
I think Druck's rich here, guys.
So you see somebody like giving someone like a detached like appendage for something and stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool. So that's one of the things. He's just trying to look around, see what they use for currency, and
Yeah,
also
gross, weird stuff.
Nice. And also what people are eating as food. Like, do they just cook the ground?
You don't see
and
people.
it's
You don't see
the
people.
meat?
There are no people eating in the blood market. And if
Okay.
you ask around, people would point you to the bone stacks, the inn.
Okay, so that there's no people selling food
No.
at the
No,
market.
just goods like
Weird.
basic equipment and stuff.
Okay. All right. Cool. Interesting.
So yes, the currency here is apparently gross, weird things.
Ooh, that's actually a good question. The food that we have on us, is it getting tainted by any of the presents
No.
around here? No? Okay. I'm just checking my bags.
No, it's all fine.
Okay.
And you all haven't been here long enough to get the sort of warping effects of this plane either.
Yeah.
So
Well, I wasn't sure
Degrossify
if
it.
like I wasn't sure if like living things had more of a resistance than like dead food or
nothing happens to the dead stuff.
All right. Yeah, if that's the case, gosh, yeah, Druck doesn't have that covers the basics for Druck. He's not too big on
All right.
the other stuff, and we've got some pretty decent
Sure.
magical stuff going.
Is
going on.
Ricky looking for anything in the market then?
Not really. Ricky is just markets and buying things are kind of still a new concept for Ricky, so he's
Sure.
not quite, full down for that. He doesn't quite know what to do with that whole process yet.
All right.
Are there do we see anybody like in this town? Have we figured out have we figured out sorry. Like little hints of like the culture, like are there any like street performers or anything like that?
No performers whatsoever.
Okay.
It's just sort of people
Okay.
milling about that have been warped by whatever this realm does to people.
Does that mean like they seem to be very kind of depressed at their
Oh, no.
outlook, or they're like
They're jovial, happy.
okay.
But yeah, there's really no one performing or anything. It's just sort of they come out, they do their thing, they're talking to everybody, having a good time, joking. It's just everyone's been warped by this plane in some capacity, so their bodies are like twisted and sort of changed.
Alright, so no street performers, no crusty jugglers.
No street performers, no crusty jugglers, no people in hoodies, no living statues.
Thanks, Justin.
No worries. But everyone is like oddly jovial for
Yeah.
being here.
Okay. Yeah, Drux just gonna kind of send out the vibes tendrils, see, kind of gather more of that stuff.
Yeah, it's just
Off of just looking at people walking around and trying to figure out like what's going on up here, and if that's any different from other stuff he's seen.
You do hear a lot of people talk about having a good meal at the Bone Stacks, spend the night at the Bone Stacks. As for entertainment, people look into the star pools occasionally. Or they gaze into the gaping holes that occasionally open up around the city. And they say if you look through the holes, you can see things of impossible description. But no one knows where these holes open up. It's sort of random when they open up around the city.
So it's like that random sinkhole.
Yeah.
So, could be anywhere.
And they say occasionally somebody will fall into one of these gaping holes that opens up, and they usually get spit back out a few hours later, no worse for wear.
Meanwhile, it's like fucking Event Horizon.
You just get a sense, it's really weird here. It's otherworldly, it's beyond comprehension. The city is alive. I think everything's fleshy and living, and occasionally see more scab cabs getting hauled by more of those gray humanoids that moan with pleasure as they pull the cabs along. So it's not just Mr. Sniffles that operates one of them.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's what Druck's doing.
Alright. Anybody else doing anything here, or are you just hanging out in the city?
Yeah, kind of just hanging out.
Hanging out where? Kind of just.
Ricky is really just following.
direction.
Ricky is just so out of his depth with this. He doesn't know what to do, where to go. He's just following everybody else at this point. He just found out he can understand languages he didn't know existed, and everything is made of skin. And he's probably starting to come down from his high a little bit.
Oh, you're not at all.
Oh, not okay.
Not at all.
Then he's just super high, and just like everything is just like makes total sense, and he's just kind of like enthralled by everything.
Mr. Snuffles is going to be like, Ricky, what if I shoot my gun in a random direction? That's the direction we go in.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, roll a d4.
All right. 2.
Shoots the gun off to the east.
All right, we're going this way.
Ricky just starts walking down a street to the east. Do I follow Ricky?
I imagine Druck would have noticed him trailing off, so yeah, he'll kind of like cock his head a little bit and look to see if everyone else notices, and we'll follow.
Alrighty. Ah, damn. As you're walking, you do see a weird, like, fleshy orifice, kind of like a butthole, open up on a nearby wall. Just.
Not like that. Is that a butt? Is that a butt?
It looks a lot like a butthole.
Mr. Sniffles, is that just a butt?
Yeah.
Sphincter.
Gaze into the sphincter.
I'd rather not.
You can hear what sounds like laughter coming from beyond the sphincter, and like what sounds like kazoos and like fireworks going off. before it quickly closes and disappears. But eventually going east. You come across a building made from a colossal giant skeleton lying on its stomach. A door where the mouth is, and any exposed bone has been covered in wood planks, and a chimney bursts forth from the top of the skull.
Well, that place looks interesting. You guys want to check that out?
Yeah.
What do you think, Mr. Snuffles?
Sounds good.
All right, let's go.
If they got alcohol, I'll it's my treat. I'll buy.
Okay.
You all enter the weird skeleton building.
Yeah, sure.
The interior is lined with uneven wooden chairs and simple tables set with skulls where candles lightly burn. An assortment of people are sitting inside, and a series of uneven wooden stairs rise upwards to a second floor. A lone dwarf with 8 eyes and 8 arms stands behind a counter polishing a variety of tankards. He looks up as you enter the building and smiles, revealing spider-like mandibles lining the inside of his mouth instead of teeth. Welcome, friends!
Oh, hey. Where is this exactly?
This is the Bone Stacks. I'm Dominala.
All right.
I've been here for about 47 years, give or take. Welcome.
Good to be here. What have you got to drink and eat?
Illicit brain brine for drinks? Here, have a menu. And he hands you a menu. For food. Chul egg stew. Cranium rat meat pie. Gnocchi sausage platter. Sorrowfish pate and bread. Roasted slod leg. Drinks. Illithid brain brine. Grey slurry. Nightmare wine. And something called Eternal Gaze.
These are quite creative names. What's actually in these?
What it says.
What?
What it says. Chul egg stew is chul eggs. Cranium rat meat pie is cranium rat meat. Gnocchi sausage is gnocchi. Sorrowfish pate, sorrowfish. Roasted slod is a slod leg.
What's gnocchi?
You don't.
Do I know?
None of you
okay.
know what gnocchi is.
Okay, okay.
Oh, the illicit brine.
Yeah, it's salty and green.
That's really bad from what we... Right?
Dax will nod.
Drake will just look around to see what everyone else is drinking.
Looks like a mixture. People are drinking what looks like a salty, like a green drink. Looks like there's other people drinking like a gray, thick milkshake. A jet black thing out of a wine glass, and a bubbling, fizzy purple drink.
What's a yogi?
They're, oh man. I can feel it. Sort of like, a spider with an eel's neck and head.
Horrible. What's it taste like?
Kinda gamey. Kinda fishy. Kinda like eating spider.
What's the tastiest thing you have here?
My personal favorite is the chul egg stew.
Do I know what a tool egg is?
No.
What's tool? What's tool egg?
They're sort of
Liver notes.
crab-like aberrations. They
The nightmare.
They are survivors of the ancient Aboleth Empire. They're big old crustaceans. You know,
No, I don't know.
Well, that's what they are. Big old crustaceans.
All right. Does this taste gamey too? What's it taste
Oh,
like?
it tastes fishy. Briny, seafoody.
Just looks at everyone else.
A little bit of an egg taste as well.
Sure, I'll take one of those.
5 silver.
All right. Anybody else want one?
No, thank
I'll
you.
have I'll have a drink. Mr. Fluffles is buying.
Druckle nod. Mm.
Do you want the brain brine? It's salty and green. Gray slurry. It's like a gray, thick milkshake. Tastes like oatmeal and is highly alcoholic. Nightmare wine. Jet black, made from licorice root and plums, and plagues the drinker with nightmares. Eternal Gaze is an effervescent drink that tastes like black currant and is filled with frozen eyeballs.
Well, Mr. Fluffles, you're buying, so what do you think I should get?
I'll shoot my gun in a random direction.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot your gun. Shoot your gun at a bottle.
If I shoot it straight, okay. Roll a d4.
Ricky's saying this out loud to his shoulder.
Yeah.
3.
He shoots at a bottle of nightmare wine.
Well, there we go. Looks like nightmare wine. Sorry about the bottle.
The bottle is completely intact. That'll be 6 silver.
Yeah, Druckle. He'll move to the position of where he knows the rabbit has been,
Oh,
that
okay.
he's been talking to, and just flicks 6 silver from that direction.
Sure. Yeah, the bartender pours a wine glass filled with this jet black wine and gives it to Ricky.
Oh, well, thank you.
Do you get many return customers on that drink?
All the time. Nightmares are fun here.
Ah,
Ricky, roll me a d4.
So many D4s.
I know.
One.
Oh wait, you trance, so never mind. I
Oh
forgot.
boy.
You don't actually sleep. You don't know trance. It tastes like licorice root. It tastes like licorice and plums.
Yeah, that's a pretty good wine.
Nice.
Well, can I get any of you anything? And he eventually portions out a big bowl of stew filled with these green veiny eggs.
Cool. Perfect. Did you say it was 6 silver for that thing?
5 silver for the food, 6 for the drink.
Okay, cool. I just subtracted the 6 for the drink. All right, Druck's gonna dig in.
If you want to spend the night, it's a gold piece per person.
Yeah. Druck will just pay for everyone. What is that, 6 of us?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you all don't look like you've been warped yet. Don't worry, it takes a long time here to get warped. For your flesh to change.
You guys ready to get warped?
And while he's serving people drinks, he's using all 8 hands, all 8 arms, just. Alright, find a table.
Lovely.
Have a good time. Find a room.
all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try this stuff out.
Tastes like really fishy, eggy stew.
Are the eggs hard boiled or
They're soft boiled. Soft boiled.
So I bite into them and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Flavor notes, Justin? What am I getting here?
Seafood, egg, crab.
Alright. You've already said, yeah, sorry.
Not bad, actually. Wanna try some? Quoin?
No, I'm good.
Ricky?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like take the plate out from under his bowl and just put like one of those eggs on the bowl and put it in front of Ricky.
Just sucks the whole egg into his mouth.
Ricky doesn't eat animal byproducts.
Oh yeah, but he's high.
Okay.
And he doesn't quite. And also, is a Neogi an animal?
Well, this is a chul, but it's a living thing.
Oh, this is a chul. Still,
It's an egg that
yeah
is not fertilized and cooked.
But it's still an animal byproduct.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
an
yeah.
animal byproduct though, but it is a living
It's a
thing
living
byproduct.
Ricky, you suck the egg down then.
Yep. What was that?
I don't know, something like a chul egg. I don't know.
Chul what?
Egg? Some type of chul egg.
Justin, do I need to make a Constitution saving throw
Up to you.
for ingesting an egg for like the first time in my
Up
life?
to you.
Especially a chul egg. I'm gonna
Mr.
say
Snuffles is
probably.
gonna go, that was delicious.
Let's see, was it? Apparently yes, because I got a total of a 20, so
Cool.
that stays down very nicely.
It's like just what you needed because you've been vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
But you can spend a good portion of time hanging out here. Eventually retire if everyone isn't retiring to bed.
Sounds good.
Each room, circular chamber, 2 beds each. A window overlooking the city with a small balcony. Each room has a separate chamber with a large brass tub with hot water and soaps. Ricky,
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
this entire time you haven't felt any weight on your shoulder. Just hasn't really clicked in. But as soon as you enter your bedchamber for the evening, you feel a weight on your shoulder where Mr. Snuffles is sitting.
Oh. Did you have some of those eggs, Mr. Snuffles?
Of course.
Oh, that explained that. All right.
And he's not holding his gun anymore.
Okay. Well, it makes sense. You're getting ready for bed. You wouldn't have your gun with you.
That's right. Keeping it in my storage pouch.
Nice. Do you need a bath or something before bed, or are you just ready for bed? I'm pretty sleepy.
Looking at Mr. Snuffles,
Mm-hmm.
he looks like the typical white rabbit that a magician would pull out of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a large red eye right here on his forehead, where he'd have a forehead.
Wait, has he always had that?
No.
Sorry.
And he's got his other typical rabbit features, but just this big old eye right here.
You look different.
I feel different.
What kind of different?
Anyone who's in the adjacent rooms that's getting ready for bed, you hear Ricky having a conversation, and you hear the other voice having a conversation back. I don't know. I feel different.
Yeah, you seem kind of different.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Is that your eye is new?
What eye?
The one right there. I'm just gonna I'm not gonna poke it, but it's gonna point at it. Can you see my finger through this eye, Mr. Fluffles?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's gonna
So, yeah, you got a new
he's
eye.
gonna lift up his rabbit paws and start patting at it. Weird.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining him holding and shooting a gun with his rabbit paws.
Yep.
Well, good night, Ricky.
Well, good night, Mr. Fluffles.
And he just kind of does a couple circles, and as the rabbit flop over on your pillow.
Oh, I'm gonna lay down next to him.
Anybody else doing anything in their rooms before going to... You definitely all heard Ricky talking to somebody and heard a voice responding. But is anybody else doing anything in their chambers?
He'll be fine.
I could knock on his door and be like, Ricky, are you okay?
Are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear Ricky say, mm-hmm, and then you hear another voice, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, do you have someone in there with you, champ?
It's Mr. Fluffles. He's been with us all day.
Okay, mind if I come in?
Sure.
No, come on in.
You open the door, and you see Ricky on his bed with a white rabbit, red eyes, and then a red eye right here just looking up at you.
Yeah, see?
Okay, so this is a rabbit you've been seeing all day?
Yeah, haven't we all been he was on my shoulder all day. He paid for our drinks and food downstairs.
You paid for those drinks, he did not.
You said you were going to.
Thought I did.
I thought you did too.
Weird. Let me check my
Yeah.
storage pouch. I don't have any money.
Well, if you don't have any money now, you must have paid for dinner.
Of
'Cause
course.
That's probably where it all went.
Hey, listen. There's a thing called gaslighting that it is easy to fall into a trap with. If someone has a high charisma and it seems like this rabbit is a very likable kind of fellow.
Thank you.
Just be careful. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Okay, sleep well.
Yeah, you two sleep well. Also.
Okay. And Mr. Snuffles will flop back down on the pillow.
And sleep.
Good.
Well, trance.
Yeah. Quoin, you just head back to your...
Yep. Just kind of like.
Yeah, Druck'll intercept him in the hallway.
I heard it. I've heard him before. Did you see him?
There's a real rabbit.
Snuffles?
There's a very real rabbit now who's trying to take credit for you buying drinks. And then Quoin walks away, walks into his room.
And Druck's just like, I'll fucking kill him. No.
Interesting.
Because Druck definitely recognizes the sound of the
Yeah,
rabbit's voice
from the hookah bar.
time he got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you could see him when you were high. That's right.
Just gonna sit with that and just kind of lie down in bed and just keep his senses about him while he drifts off, hopefully making sure that he doesn't hear anything in the adjoining room.
All right. As you all fall asleep, fall into trances with your new rabbit friend, that's where we're going to end the session for the week. And we'll pick up back there next week, and who knows what's going to happen with this rabbit.